It is 3 o'clock. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. The Florida Gators are national champions after defeating the Houston Cougars by a score of 65-63. The Gators trailed by as much as 12 in the second half, but came back to secure their first title since going back-to-back in 2006 and 2007. Will Richard led the Gators in scoring with 18 points. The Titans are hosting Washington State wide receiver Kyle Williams on a 30 visit today. Williams was teammates with top quarterback prospect Cam Ward for one season in 2023, catching 61 passes for 841 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Tennessee baseball team back on the diamond tonight as they host Alabama State. First pitch in that one set for 5 p.m. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Channel 104.5 The Zone. What up, Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Babsy is back, y'all.
What up?
Wait a minute. Turn your mic on.
What?
There's your mic. Are you good? You were good.
I was good until I walked in and this computer's not working again. What's going on, Jackson?
Not my fault, I promise.
Well,
Blame
we're not
Lucas.
asking that, dude.
Whose fault is it?
Everybody around here is like quick to put, like, it's not me, man. It's not me. Like, we're not talking about blame. We're talking about getting it fixed.
Yes, the proper parties have been notified.
Well, why isn't it fixed?
We are waiting on something to get here.
I can't do my job.
Are we still under the assumption that Lucas Panzica broke it?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I go immediately to blame after I give that big speech.
Way to go, Mayor. Okay. Also, with this computer not working, I'm sorry I can't hear from you guys in the chat because I don't have my computer with me because I thought this would be working by now. Now, that's on me. I should have brought my own computer with me. But also, you see how absolutely disgusting this screen is now that it's like completely black. It is disgusting. I mean, there are probably so many spots of who knows what.
Germs and stuff.
Do you guys feel, I'm sorry to start off the day just completely complaining, but doesn't it piss you off at your work when like you just want things to work and you can't, do your job to the best capability because things don't work? I know you all feel me out there. What's something you deal with that you're like, really? Really?
You did say that you could have controlled this situation better by bringing your own computer.
I know, but I forgot. But I also thought I don't know. Like, I feel completely cut off from the world.
Yeah. Slay is, he was supposed to land around 2 o'clock and then be in here. He said he was going to come in hot. So we will get Slay back together. DHB says the gang is back together on YouTube. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
So yesterday, usually we just say when somebody's out that they're on assignment. But I had a brief moment in the first segment where I was really sure in my head that you said what you were going to be doing on Monday.
But then you couldn't remember, so you just like froze?
No, I said what you were doing because I thought you had said it. And then I started thinking after I did that, maybe she didn't say it. Maybe she said it off air. But then I started thinking, you're pretty much an open book.
Yeah. Well, and also.
Plus, it helps people to know what you.
Also, I was at the hospital yesterday, and I'm pretty sure like half the people that, did my procedure listened to our show, which is freaking awesome when you're getting a colonoscopy. Like, I love that people listen to our show. But let me just say that when you are wheeling in to the operating room to get a colonoscopy, the last thing you want to hear is, oh, man, I listen to y'all every day. Great.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been
it couldn't have.
You could have been at the female doctor or something.
No, that would be way better.
Oh, that's way better? At the other end?
I mean, I was like, well, damn.
Hey, man, that's how popular this show is. We're big with the colonoscopy group.
Great. It's awesome. Let me tell you, though. So, listen, when you get to a certain age, this is all preventative stuff. It's like your boob exam and mammogram and girl doctor, all these things you got to get done just to make sure you're okay. Colonoscopy is on that list. It might be the worst ever pre-screening thing that you ever have to do. Ever. And also, you guys know that I have anxiety.
For Sean. Sorry.
I can't even see the chat, so I don't even care.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to do better about reading the chat. Usually you guys do that because I got so many plates spinning over here.
Oh, my gosh. So, I have anxiety, right?
Yes.
Like, I have to be in control.
You take medication.
I take medication because I have to be in control.
Yeah, but you're weird about that, too, because there are certain situations where you want no control at all.
Right.
You want everyone else to do everything for you.
Yes.
Like
and
dinner.
By the way,
where are we going?
I don't
What time
care.
are we going?
Just tell me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have
You want no part of that decision.
I don't want to do it. What do you want me to cook for dinner? I don't care. Just do it. I'll eat it. Great. Like, no control. I don't want to control any of that stuff. Now, big, life decisions, I do want control. And I also hate not having control, like when they put you under anesthesia.
Oh, yeah.
And you start to go, but you're still, there, but you're not asleep yet. That is my hell. I freak out. Now, it's not fat. I mean, it's not for a long time because, you're like, zoink.
Yeah,
but,
you feel like you're asleep for 1 second.
when it starts coming, I'm like, and then out.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is. That leads me into Vashon, who said on YouTube, "What if you got wheeled back?" And they said Twitch, please, to you.
No. Oh, my God.
Producing the show today is Jackson. We call him Smiley. What up, Smiley?
What's up?
What's up?
Slay Dog gave him that nickname because he's always smiling. Isn't that a great nickname to have? You're going to have a nickname like Big Unit's pretty good. The Big Hurt's pretty good. Smiley's really good.
Smiley's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So Zeph's on
It could be worse.
Zeph's on his honeymoon.
It's much better than the ones Buck gave me.
What were they?
Can't say I'm on air.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's very Buckish. Hey, listen, isn't Buck close to that whole age of colonoscopy?
No, he only acts like a curmudgeon. He's like 28.
Oh, okay.
He's 32.
He's 32?
Oh.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Zeph is on his honeymoon. Everything's going well. He told me after the show yesterday, Jackson said, Zeph wanted me to show you this picture. And it was a picture of Zeph and Jackson at the wedding. And I mean, Zeph was blitzed.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the eyes were rolling back in his head.
I hope this was at the end of the night.
It was at the reception, it looked like.
It was at the very end of the reception.
Okay, that's good.
I took this photo and then left.
Okay.
Good.
That's good.
We have lots going on. College basketball, the NFL draft is 2 weeks from Thursday. 16 days.
Oh, my gosh. We are 16 days away. I
Yes.
cannot wait.
And yesterday, we're all under the assumption that the Titans are going to take Cam Ward. Then Schefter says Cleveland Browns are going to take Travis Hunter. And then we find out that Abdul Carter was having breakfast, which is funny to me. I don't know why, but having breakfast with Brian Daboll, the head coach of the New York Giants. It's still funny that he's still the head coach of the New York Giants to me. But
that's funny, too, yeah.
What do you order at breakfast if you're going for a job interview? I mean, that's basically what that was, right? Like, do you go like
do
full
you
in
stress
like
about it?
Pancakes, or do you go like egg white omelet with
Yes.
tomato, like
Something healthy.
You gotta go healthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No coffee.
Because I was thinking about like, how do these guys do it during this time of year where they're going to all these pro days and they're visiting with everybody and they're eating out all the time? Like, how do you keep the LBs off?
I don't know. I think breakfast is a little bit easier, though.
Breakfast is easier.
Breakfast is like an easier choice. I remember
Huevos Ranchero or whatever it is.
Yeah. Back
Get
in the
that.
day when I was, still doing job interviews, I would hate it when we would go to dinner because I'm like, oh, God. Because you
do you stress over what you eat?
I stress over
and like
taking
spilling
bites
it on you
and then not being able to talk and you're like, hold on. Like, it's just awkward.
And being
right?
judged like, man, that was a really big bite of pot roast she just took.
Right,
And
yeah.
why did she order pot roast?
Like, can we just go get a drink? Oh, wait, that might be frowned upon, but, like.
I mean, you get the real me.
Yeah. So, but breakfast, I feel like would be easier. But
So
if you're a professional athlete, do you feel the need to only order something healthy?
Right. But I was thinking from a coaching standpoint, like, how much weight do these coaches gain this time of year?
A ton. How much weight
Have you noticed pictures of coaches? I've noticed some of them. I'm not
going to say anything.
I'm not
there was. Listen,
I'm not going to name
how
names.
about this?
I'm just saying.
I'll go back to Vrabel. Do you remember after his first year with the Titans, he gained a ton of weight?
Yes, and then
because all you're doing is, especially if you're a first-year head coach, like you are just dialed in at the facility, right?
Brandon
I'm not saying that Callie has gained weight, but
this is a good point. Brandon said whatever he ordered for breakfast might have been part of the test in and of itself.
Seriously.
Gotta think like that. Now,
if you're Tavondre Sweat, who has battled, the talk about your weight, and you go to eat with the team, you're definitely going to watch what you order, right?
Yep. And when Slay gets here, I'm gonna hit y'all with a few things that came up yesterday because I want to get your take on it. By the way, thanks to Mark Mariani for filling in yesterday.
Moonshine.
He did a great job.
He always does a great job.
Always there to bring the energy and really
you had Zarzer on, the new play-by-play.
Taylor Zarzer was on, and he did a great job, and he answered all the questions. He's going to continue to do college football on Saturdays. They are moving to Nashville, so he said he will be here in a few weeks. And I said, well, you're going to have to come in.
His wife is the sweetest.
She's from here.
Yeah.
So I said, you're going to have to come in studio because Davenport wants to see you, and Slay wants to put you in the boom boom room. And so Marianne was like, do you know what the boom boom room is, Taylor? And Taylor goes, nope. And we were like, okay, good.
You will find out.
You will find out. But yeah, he was great. So he's moving here. He'll still do the college football and the golf. He's still going to do the majors.
You get to pick and choose.
Right.
Rough life.
On Sirius XM. So he called us yesterday from Augusta, by the way. And he's going to do the Brian Callahan radio show on Mondays. He's going to do the TV show also. And I said, man, this is a pretty good life you've carved out for yourself, brother. And so
and I think
he's
both
really
his
excited.
daughters are in college and gone. So a perfect time to pick up and go.
Yep. So yesterday, Tennessee picked up a couple of transfers, including a player from Vanderbilt, which I want to get Slay's take on that. Did you see what he said yesterday?
I did not see what he said.
I'm going to hit you with this so you know what's coming. This is Jalen Carey. Jalen Carey's a bully of a beast down low. Like, he's not the tallest guy in the world, but man, we talked about him all season as this player, right? And he's the kind of guy that you love him if he's on your team, and you really dislike him because he's so disruptive if he's not on your team.
Dislike him for what he does on the court.
Yes. 6'8", 245. Against Tennessee in Knoxville last year, he had 18 points and 7 rebounds.
Tennessee's like, hey, come on over.
So where did my phone go?
You know what you did against us? Come on over.
Slay just said he's just landing. I want to read the quote that he had about Rick Barnes before I read the other one.
Okay.
If I can find it. Maybe I can't. Nope, all I've got is this. So I'll go straight to the meat and potatoes.
Okay. You know what? We all
Carey.
like meat and potatoes.
Jalen Carey said this about transferring to Tennessee. He said, quote, I'm a Vol now, man. Don't care about no black and gold. I bleed orange now, man. I don't care about what they've got to say.
Well, all right.
I want this guy on the show.
Totally
Jalen
not
Carey.
necessary, but all right.
Jalen Carey, I want you on the show, bro.
How fast things change.
The portal, man. 5 seconds later, my man's like, screw y'all. I bleed orange.
I'm not gonna lie. I hate that part of
the Auburn, Alabama thing that happened last year.
I'm like, how do you do that? You are a traitor. You were never a true Auburn Tiger if you can go and wear those colors.
Well, how do you think Vanderbilt fan feels hearing that?
Same as how I felt about the Auburn Bama transfer.
You're damn right. Vandy picked up a couple of transfers yesterday. They needed size last year. They got 2 6'10" guys. We'll tell you about that. I want to get y'all's take on this. And this, Jim White had the tweet on, I think it was Friday, maybe Saturday morning, that after Colorado's pro day, that the Titans brass and team Shador got together and agreed to not do the private workout on Wednesday.
Interesting, huh?
Right. So
everybody freaked out when they saw that.
I want to get y'all's take on that. Former Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe.
Quick, before you keep going, Yahoo Sports, one of their latest NFL mock drafts, have Shador Sanders now out of the top 10.
I'm telling you, he could slide. I've heard there's a scenario where Jackson Dart may be the second quarterback.
Oh, my God.
I told you that a long time ago. I said, watch this happen.
Yeah, but that... okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Former Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe has been invited to the NFL draft and reportedly accepted. I want to talk about that, too, because the NFL was real big on after what happened to Will Levis and having the cameras and all that. They didn't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to me.
And he said yes?
Yes,
I would
and we'll
not
talk
say
about
yes
it.
if I were him.
Will Howard did the John Gruden quarterback class, and he had some things to say about Tennessee. So we'll play that for you as we roll through. Easton Freeze with A to Z Sports is keeping a tracker of the 30 visits. He's got 13 names so far on the list. We'll roll through that.
What does it tell you?
Yeah. When we come back, Jim Wyatt at J Wyatt Sports on Twitter, TennesseeTitans.com. Jim Wyatt will join us 16 days before the draft. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
I'm going to tell you that we all made it because there's a huge announcement from Two Rivers Ford, and you, me, your brother, sister, uncle, aunt, anybody, everybody can now get employee pricing from Two Rivers Ford. That means you pay what their employees pay on almost every new Ford on that lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see is always what you get. They don't do things like add in expensive accessories or tack on service packages for you to increase the price of the vehicles. Nope. Two Rivers Ford, upfront, honest, every single time for you. And now they're offering you employee pricing. No better time to buy American, and there is no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford. Out in Mount Juliet, locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Home of the non-commissioned sales team, who is awesome. We have Two Rivers Ford's vehicles in our driveway, and now it's home of employee pricing for everyone. From America, for America, that's Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Ron Slay has landed. He is in Nashville, and he will be here soon. Your mic is off. Did you say the bird has landed?
The bird has landed.
It's like code for something?
Yeah.
Did you just unleash some kind of terror thing?
No. Yeah.
By the way, Del Frisco's right down the street from us. Did you see what happened the other day?
No.
Apparently there were a couple of cars racing, as we've talked about in Nashville, and not just Nashville, but pretty much everywhere. Anyway, one of the cars hit a cab, and they both went into Del Frisco's, which is on the corner of Demumbrian and...
Is that where two people passed away?
Yes. They were from Florida, just in town visiting, and they were in the backseat of the car. And yeah, they both died.
The backseat of the cab, doing what they should and not driving drunk. Ugh.
So...
I hate that.
Yeah, so I drove past there the other day and then saw, like, obviously all the glass gone. And
I didn't realize it was into Del Frisco's.
They fixed it in less than a day.
It's already fixed?
Already fixed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, man, I don't understand that whole race scene thing, man. Risk reward, people.
Dumb.
Old Hickory Boulevard is a famous spot for that.
So is Nolensville Pike.
Over in Brentwood. Mm-hmm. Nolensville Pike, too?
Yep, all up and down Nolensville Pike.
Oh, yeah, that's where
Chunky Junkie
That's
was.
where the Chunky Junkie, that's the route she knew.
Good thing she's still in jail.
Yeah. She's like, hey, man, where do I go if I need to go 100 miles an hour? Oh, Old Hickory Boulevard and Nolensville.
Yeah, she hit both of those.
Yeah. So, anyway, Slay Dog will be back. I did find the Jalen Carey quote about Rick Barnes. Again, Vanderbilt forward Jalen Carey transferring to Tennessee and said this about Rick Barnes. He said, Rick Barnes and what he's done and like what he's proven to do is the reason. It's just the right fit for me, and I just want to have that winning culture, and I want to be a winner. I want to get to the Final Four with Coach Barnes. I want to scratch that surface that he hasn't gotten to, and I want to be a part of the team who does it. And I feel like the team that we're putting together right now, the sky's the limit. And then I'm just so excited to get down there to Knoxville and just put on for the fans in Knoxville. It's going to be great. So that was
He's
okay.
all in, man.
Yeah, okay. I get that quote.
He could have left it at that. Could have left it at
Well,
that.
here's another one. I just like the way they play when I had a Zoom at Barnes. He was telling me how Chaz and Zakai and how they practice so hard, and you could tell by the way that they play and how hard they practice and how Coach Barnes and his staff and their coaches work. I just wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be pushed every day, and I want to see myself become a better me off and on the court, and I feel like he's the man that's going to push me to that and get me there with him and his staff, and I'm so excited to get down there and get to work with him. Great quote. So then we go to this one that I just read. I'm a Vol now, man. Don't care about no black and gold. I bleed orange now, man. I don't care about what they've got to say. End quote.
How fast things change.
615-737-1045. You want in. Jim White probably doesn't like that whole storyline. Jimmy, what's up, man?
How you guys doing?
What did you think about Jalen Carey saying, I'm all Vol now. I bleed orange. I don't care about what they've got to say.
I'm trying to think of who Jalen Carey is. His name rings a bell.
He said, I don't care about no black and gold, Jim.
He had some good games against UT down the stretch. He just faded so much down the stretch. It's hard to remember him. He scored 4 points against St. Mary's in the NCAA tournament. He didn't score a point against Texas in the SEC tournament game. I think he scored single digits in 6 of his last 7 games. So I don't really remember him much down the stretch. So
I like it, Jimmy.
Maybe he'll get a chance to play a little bit more in Knoxville.
Well done, Jimmy.
I mean, 20 minutes a game. That's true. Well done, Jimmy.
I like him as a player. This is why I hate the transfer portal and NIL. I mean, he followed Mark Byington to Nashville from James Madison. I think his only other offer was Ohio U coming out, and then gets a better offer, a better opportunity, and see ya. I mean, that's just the way college sports is now. So hope he does well. He was a tough player at Vandy. Played tough in some games. Other games, again, got in a lot of foul trouble, couldn't shoot the three, shot a lot of threes. I hope he shoots a lot of threes up there. He shot about 20%. For some reason, he kept shooting. And they probably had to replace some backboards over at Memorial because of it. I hope he does well.
I mean, that's the system at Vanderbilt. Five out, man. So if you're on the floor, shoot it. I don't care what your percentage is. Yeah.
That was great, Jimmy.
You're right about transfer portal. So, they had another guy go. That was my favorite player over there. So it's tough. But you did get 2 6'10" guys. So size was a problem last year, but they went after that. But, yeah, it's a fluid thing, as are the 30 visits. So we need to talk with you about a number of things. So I'm glad you called. Also, Tuesday at 3:20 is typically when you do call. At Jay Wyatt Sports, TennesseeTitans.com. Well, before we get to the Titans, let's start with Taylor Zarzour. Titans announced Taylor Zarzour is their lead broadcaster, play-by-play man. We had him on the show yesterday. Dawn has worked with him a number of times. Seems like a really great dude.
Yeah, it's funny. I was kidding him. I talked to him on Sunday, and he reminded me that he was on a radio show in 560 back in the early 2000s with Bob McClellan, who was my previous assistant sports editor at the Tennessean.
Yeah.
And I was on with those guys a couple of times, and I talked to Bob McClellan on Sunday after I got off the phone with him, just talked about what he was like back then, just pretty much fresh out of college, was eager, opinionated, raring to go, and kind of saw big things for him moving forward. And he obviously has had a great career. I've heard great things about him. I know, Don, you have worked with him too, and we talked about you a little bit. So, I mean, he's just such a super guy. Mike Keith, I mean, you can't talk to him and not ask him about Mike Keith just because of the big shoes that Mike leaves behind. And I know some of the stuff he said to you guys yesterday, some of the stuff he said to me when I talked to him just about how they ought to name the radio booth after Mike Keith in the new stadium, and just talked about how he gave him great advice when he talked to him and encouraged him when he talked to him when he found out he was getting the job. So I think he's going to do a really good job. He's excited about coming aboard. He's excited about being in the Nashville community. His wife went to Swanee, and certainly, again, was here way back in the day, and sounds like he always wanted to get back here. Now he's coming back in a great role. Hated seeing some stuff out there, people kind of sliding him, getting the job because he came strongly recommended. He got the job because he's done a great job wherever he's been, and I think he'll prove that when he gets in the booth.
Yeah, so Coach Mack will still be the analyst. He's excited about that. I know Rhett Bryan and Titans Amy, part of the release, they will continue to do their game day responsibilities. So those are some of the bits. He's going to do the radio show, right, Jim? The coach's show and the TV show?
That is correct. Yep, he's going to do all that. He's still going to keep doing some of the stuff he's done with SC Network,
right,
college games, and going to still do golf. But he's going to be based here in Nashville, is going to obviously be this team's, lead broadcaster. And he is planning on doing those coaches shows and do a lot of other stuff in the community as well.
Jim Wyatt with us on 3HL. All right, Titans 30 visits. I noticed Kyle Williams, one of the 30 visits reportedly. I don't know what all you can say about those types of things, but would make sense to get a look at him because he spent time with Cam Ward. So what do they do on these 30 visits? Like, what is done? Do they go out to dinner? Do they put them on the board? Do they
guys work out?
What goes on?
It depends. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, some of these 30 visits are obviously to get to know more about the kids. Some of it because you just haven't, or to get medicals. There's a wide range of what they're looking for in these things, and occasionally, I don't know if there's 30 of them. I guess they end up picking a couple. It's just hard to read too much into them because during this process you end up talking to so many people, so many guys out there. It's just hard to say, okay, this guy came in on the visit, so he's going to be picked, because you got to keep in mind that the good players end up going a lot of different places.
So we've kind of talked about this a little bit before, but how much do we read into these actual 30 visits? Because you've got some guys that maybe are, kind of thought to be maybe late second round guys or third round guys. How much can you read into that with this franchise?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, and again, especially when you got a new GM, you just don't know how he's going to approach it.
Yeah.
But, the good players have a tendency. I've talked to guys that have come here for these 30 visits before that have visited 10, 12 other teams. So that's what the good players do. And again, sometimes it's for medical. Sometimes it's get to know them a little bit better. Sometimes you're wanting to find out a little bit more how they handle things, the way you teach it. It's just all part of, I'll use the word that Mike Berganza uses. It's one of the touch points in this whole process. And, yes, guys have been picked, that have come through here on 30 visits before, but there's been a lot of them that pass through that are not picked. And, but they're always fun to kind of look at and talk about.
Jim Wyatt with us on 3HL, acquiring draft capital. A lot has been made about, team trade down, like fans that think the Titans should, or maybe they want them to trade down and acquire draft capital. I mean, if they think Cam Ward is their franchise quarterback, they're going to draft him, and that appears where we are. But you also could acquire draft capital by trading out a 35. With them not having a third round pick, do you think that's how possible is that? Do you think?
Well, certainly a scenario. I guess it depends on what you can get in return, and it kind of depends on who's there when you're picking as well. Like if you get to that pick and you've got 4 or 5 guys that you graded the same, and there's not a big difference between those players, and you may consider moving back and trying to get more draft capital. If you're sitting at 35 and there's a guy that you didn't think would be there, and there's a big separation between him and the guys around them, then I think you do it.
Yeah.
Clearly, this team needs more draft picks, and that's something Mike Berganzi has talked a whole lot about. So I think there will be scenarios in this draft where you try to do that, but not at the expense of passing up somebody that you love if he happens to be there.
Yeah, and you could work around those 2 fourth-round picks too, and make something happen with that.
Yeah, the fourth is a great one to have, though. Like the 4th-round pick they got, because these picks, they alternate, depending on the round. Obviously they're picking first in the first round, they're picking second in the second, third. Don't have a third, but the 4th is a valuable pick because that's the start of day 3 of the draft.
Yeah.
And you're picking number 1, so that's where people will be willing to come up.
So there's some value there.
Yeah, and you've had all night for everybody to kind of reset and think about this. That's an interesting point.
I don't think I'd mess with that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
That didn't. Okay.
Plenty of time for phone calls.
Right. Right. Okay.
And more food. I'm worried about these guys gaining a bunch of weight, Jim, with all this out to eat thing they're doing.
Yeah, that's true, but and not able to. That's a tough thing about the draft process. I've talked to guys that've done it before. I mentioned people that have made like 10, 12, visits, and it kills you from obviously from eating poorly habits, from being on the go a lot, but you just can't work out.
Yeah,
laying all the time, and then you land with a new team, and then your off-season program starts, and you're way behind. So that's part of it.
Curious, I felt like there were waves made. We haven't talked to you since you tweeted out that they had canceled their private workout with Shador Sanders. What's the thought on that? I know you tweeted that they felt like they had seen enough and knew enough, but obviously Titans fans were like, "Rrr."
Yeah, and first off, have you guys ever been to Boulder?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a spectacular place.
Right.
First time I'd ever been there.
I tell people all the time, you think of Rocky Mountains and all this stuff, but like when you pull out of Boulder and you can see Denver, like it's like right in front of you and the sign reads 55 miles, you're like, oh my gosh. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the campus is spectacular, and the Pearl Street and just the city, small town itself is just cool. I can understand why people love it there. It's my first trip there, and I've told my wife I hope at some point we have a chance we could go back. I loved it. Yeah, I mean, I think certainly, Titans have spent a lot of time with Shador Sanders. Starting from the East-West Shrine game to the senior, not the Senior Bowl, but to the combine, to the 30 visit here, and then obviously at the pro day. I just think they have kind of gathered enough information on him where they didn't necessarily feel like they had to continue that process. And I think, obviously, again, they talked to Shador's camp too, and that included Dion, because I saw him talking to Dion after practice, and I think they also understand potentially where things are going, and they just kind of mutually decided, hey, let's cancel the visit and let him focus on some of these other private workouts that he has upcoming. So it was kind of a mutual decision between the two, and kind of read into it what you will.
Let's not waste each other's time. That's what I read into it as. So what do you think? I mean, there's stuff out there now that it's like, oh, Shador Sanders is falling out of the top 10. He's, a late first round pick now. What is your take after pro day, after people talking about what they see from him, all of that?
Yeah, I'm curious, Dawn. I mean, I wish I knew, because I've heard so many different things about him. And, I think the way this thing has gone, certainly all indications are the Titans, like Cam Ward. And after him, I've heard all kinds of things about what could happen at the quarterback position after that. I mean, there are people that are convinced that Shador's going in the top 3. There are people I have talked to that think he may not, that Jackson Dart potentially could go ahead of him. That maybe, even Milroe. I mean, I don't believe some of that stuff, but their opinions on him are all over the place. And there are people that I respect from a football mind standpoint who, again, think he's the best quarterback in this draft class. So, the opinions on him are all over the place. And I don't know what will happen with him if he doesn't end up going number 1. And again, Cam Ward, certainly all signs are pointing that it's going to be him. So I don't know what other teams think, and other teams keeping things very close to the vest on what they're thinking about him. And so nothing's going to surprise me. It's not going to surprise me if he goes if he goes early. It's not going to surprise me if he drops based on stuff I've heard.
Love it, Jim.
We're fun.
Yeah, we're almost there, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. Glad you had fun in Boulder. It is a cool town, that's for sure.
Okay, appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right, at Jay White Sports, TennesseeTitans.com to grab his content. When we come back, Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports, has a tracker of the 30 visits. This morning, he had 13 names on it. I'm going to look again before we talk about it. Also, Mel Kiper has a 2-round mock draft. So who does he have the Titans taking in the second round? You could probably guess the first round pick. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Head over there, get that inflammation about your body. You probably like aches and pains. Yeah, I was just going to take a leave or Advil or something to get inflammation out of your body, but you're going to be doing it over and over and over and over and over again. That stuff, man, eats at you internally, and you already have the cure inside of you. All you got to do is harvest it. That's right, your body, your cells, your solution. Harvest your body's stem cells and store them for future and continued use. Now, these cells are your body's healing cells, harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Stem cells attack inflammation in the body, and we know that all autoimmune disorders are derived from inflammation, whether it's congestive heart failure, lung issues, arthritis, autism. Either one, it doesn't matter. 615-850-4415. That's the number you need to hit up. 615-850-4415. Talk to Dr. Kellum directly. Sit down with him. only can do that at KellamStemCellInstitute.com.
All right, we are starting some kind of fun here on 3HL thanks to Legacy Group at UBS Financial Services in Franklin. A weekly Tennessee sports trivia question every single week. What do you think, Mayor?
I like it.
You want to try it?
Yes, I'm not going to guarantee being correct. I'm just going to throw that out there.
This one is we're going high school.
Okay.
Which school has the most girls basketball championships in TSSAA history?
Shelbyville High School.
You knew it.
I knew it.
How did you know it?
Because who wouldn't know that?
Okay, how many?
Ooh. State championships?
Yep.
I'll go with 34.
Okay, 12. But close.
Same number as Oriema.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. That one was too easy. I'm going to have to make it harder for you. Nailed it, Mayor. Good job. So see if you can answer the Tennessee sports trivia question every single week. Brought to you by the Legacy Group at UBS Financial Services in Franklin, Tennessee. If you have $1 million or more to invest and you want to invest with a local team, call financial advisors Jim Candela, Brent Thompson, or David Reynolds at 615-721-4921. See if they can help you achieve your financial goals. For their client relationship summary disclosures, visit ubs.com/relationship summary. UBS Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA/SIPC.
Shake your what? Shake your what? Jackson, what are you doing?
I will say that you are much more, I guess.
All over the board?
Yeah, with your music selection. I feel like Zeph kind of repeats things.
Zeph just, there's no thought that goes into Zeph unless it's like Tupac Tuesday or something.
Right. Yep.
Do you put thought into it? What song am I going to play right now?
Yes, I actually bounced around from 3 different playlists, 2 of which I created.
Okay.
I want to hear Everlong by the Foo Fighters.
I'll find it.
I want to hear Creep by Radiohead.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's write these down.
Also, there might be some cursing in that Creep song, but in fact, I know there is. But anyway, do you have requests? She likes one specific country band, and like
Old Dominion's my favorite.
Old Dominion. She loves Old Dominion. They just had a residency at the Ryman.
I know.
And you didn't go.
I don't want to talk about it.
You have gone to see that band out of town even.
I know. It was easier to get tickets. If we're being honest.
615-737-1045. While we were talking about this real quick, I was going to bring this up to Jim, but we ran out of time, so I'll bring it up to you. This from Pro Football Rumors yesterday. Unsurprisingly, the Giants and the Browns have reached out to the Titans to discuss moving up for the number 1 pick. But Tennessee has not even determined what it would take to make a deal, further suggesting that Cam Ward is their guy. I totally agree with their conclusion to that. I totally agree with how they concluded that. Because I think when you say the Giants and the Browns have reached out to the Titans to discuss moving up to the number 1 pick, but Tennessee has not even determined what it would take. So they go from that to that means Cam Ward's their guy. No, to me, the way that I take this, and I wanted to run this by you, you don't negotiate against yourself, right? Why would I tell the Giants and the Browns what it'll take to get number 1? I'm not going to, because it could be less than what you're willing to give. So I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what you're willing to give. I'm not telling you.
And then I'll let you know.
Right. That's the conclusion that should have been drawn there, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying Cam Ward's not their guy. I believe that he is. I'm just saying I would not make that conclusion based on that story or that information.
Good point.
Do you think I'm way too worked up about that?
No. I'm good with it. Look, we're 16 days away. You can get as worked up as you want about this.
I like getting worked up, Babs.
I'm all about getting worked up about this draft.
Do you
the
know
Titans have the number 1 overall pick.
You're smiling.
This is amazing.
And you want Cam Ward.
I do. And I've wanted him the entire time, so I haven't changed.
Do you know what we're going to also spend a segment on?
What?
I was so excited when I saw this because you know I love this in the preseason. And listen, this is funny that this comes out today because why would anyone make a move financially on any of this given the fact that there is another transfer portal window coming in the world of college football, April 16th through the 25th?
Okay.
So I don't know why you would spend any kind of investment on win totals, but FanDuel has over-under win totals for SEC college football teams in 2025.
Of course you love this.
I love this.
Actually, I am curious to see what they...
See, this is what I'm saying, Babs. Yep.
When are we doing that?
Sometime today.
No, I need answers.
You can't handle the truth.
I know. I'm like, I need that Auburn answer. Where are we?
I need answers. You can't. What's the next line? I've seen that movie a million times.
You can't handle the truth.
Is that the next line to I want answers? I thought there was another line with the word answers in it.
Oh, I didn't know that the answers was even in there. So
yeah.
A Few Good Men, by the way.
Yes. Few Good Men. Incredible movie. Jack Nicholson won Best Supporting Actor, and he was in, I think, 4 scenes in the entire movie. Think about that. That's how
impactful.
That's how strong that dude is. I almost said MFR, but
okay, well, I'm glad you didn't. We are on the air.
What am I trying to do here? Yeah, let's do that because I want to get Easton Freeze's list here. Easton Freeze does a great job for A to Z Sports, by the way. Let's go to Alan next up on 3HL. Alan, what's up, man?
Hey, I just had a question. Assuming that Shador Sanders falls to the, quote, second round like some things predict, what would be the odds that we go ahead and take Cam Ward and Shador Sanders and then see what we can do?
This is where we are, Alan. I'm here for this. Thank you, brother, for bringing that up. What if they did that, man? Woo!
Mayor.
What if they did that,
Why
Babs?
are you feeding that?
Oh, my gosh. Then we'll have a real competition.
Listen, Alan, they have so many damn holes to fill.
It's been done before.
Yeah, but not by a team that had that many holes and not by a team that was sane.
It's funny that it was Washington.
Right.
Kirk Cousins and RG3, look it up, went in the same draft. Both in the first round, I think.
Oh, my gosh. It's like, hey, if we screw up on this one, maybe the other one will be okay.
What would your reaction?
RG3 probably would have lasted if he just could have stayed healthy, right?
What would your reaction be if Allen was right and they did that? They drafted Cam Ward number 1 and they drafted Shador Sanders at 35. What would your reaction be?
Here
would Slay pull over at Shoney's like he did when they drafted Will Levis?
I don't even know how to describe what my reaction would be. I'm not sure that no.
I'm so glad Alan called with that. That was hilarious.
I mean, let me walk in traffic. Like, no. Too many holes. No.
That's a drop.
Great. Yeah, you got Shador and Cam. Awesome. Who the hell is anybody going to throw to?
They can throw to each other. They can play catch.
There you go. That's what they're going to have to do.
Okay.
Cam, can you play wide out?
Okay, this is the draft. They drafted
Shador, can you?
They drafted RG3 number 2 overall. They drafted Kirk Cousins in the 4th round. So it wasn't as ridiculous as I remembered. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, right?
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic about that anyway.
No. Unfortunately not. I wasn't. I could have played it off that way, I guess, if I were smarter, but no. I mean, first number 2 overall and then draft another quarterback in the 4th round. I mean, could the Titans do that? Could the Titans draft Cam Ward number 1 and then draft one of these other dudes in like the 4th round? That might be an idea. Jackson, you down with that?
No, there's so many needs. They need a linebacker.
They do have so many needs. Me being dark like I am, like, remember when I use the analogy? It's like, the guy that shows up in the hospital with 1 gunshot wound or the guy that shows up in the hospital with like 27 gunshot wounds. The Titans are the 27-shot guy. The Titans are Scarface at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. With cocaine everywhere. And he got shot literally. I've searched it online, and I can't find it. How many times? Like, somebody has to have done the research. How many times Scarface got shot at the end of that movie? That's what the Titans are. That's where their needs are. For every bullet wound in Scarface's body. You're right, Babs. Can't draft 2 quarterbacks.
Can't do it.
I tried to get there in my head, but I just can't.
You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
That's what it is. You live in a world. Anyway.
Thank you, Mediocre for Manning 2027.
Mediocre for Manning.
On Twitter.
So that's another thing.
His real name is the Titans beat, but it's a Mediocre for Manning 2027.
See, that's the other thing is, like, a lot of people are like, well, just get a quarterback next year. They can get Arch Manning next year. And I'm like, number one, okay, I get it. But you're living in a day and age. Well, I get the thought. But you live in a day and age now where these quarterbacks are staying, dude.
Yeah.
Happened at Penn State. Happened at Clemson. Like, they're staying.
Also, Manning's a wild card.
Wild card.
He stayed at Texas as a backup.
Yep.
Behind yours, just to wait.
I wouldn't put it past that guy to
get an extra year and stay.
Use all of his eligibility.
You never know.
Yeah.
And also, we haven't seen the guy play a full season. What if he ends up not being what everybody thinks he's going to be?
Yes. I know.
I mean, and also on top of that, if you're the Titans, who's to say that you're going to be in a place number 1 overall where you will get the absolute number 1 quarterback you want next year anyway?
Here are the top 30 visits.
Although if you don't draft a quarterback, you probably will.
According to Easton Freezer, 13 names so far. Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, okay? Top 4. Donovan Jackson, offensive tackle, guard, Ohio State. Caleb Johnson, running back, Iowa. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, Texas. Femi Oladejo, edge from UCLA. By the way, Mel Kiper, that's his 2nd-round pick for the Titans. which we talked about him the other day.
Yeah.
I think we actually drafted him when we did our draft. Yeah.
Yep.
We need to do like an official and write it down because I didn't write that one down.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I just
okay.
remember him because you couldn't pronounce his name every time.
Yes. Great organizational skills on our part, especially if I'm leading it. Charles Grant, offensive tackle, William and Mary. Terrence Ferguson, tight end, Oregon. Kyle Williams, wide receiver, Washington State. Cameron Jackson, defensive lineman, Florida. Dante Thornton, wide receiver, Tennessee. Those are the 13 names so far. When we come back, Will Howard, former Ohio State quarterback, had some things to say to John Gruden about Tennessee. We'll play that for you next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Would like to talk to you about Xfinity Internet. We have Xfinity Internet and it is awesome. Get the speed you need at a great price, up to 5 times faster upload speeds for smoother connections on the largest gig speed network. I can attest, I've got a gamer in my house. I've got a husband who works from home sometimes. I've got a toddler and we got to watch, all the toddler shows. And then I am always on the internet trying to look up what the Titans are going to do. And Xfinity Internet is the best. Enjoy all your favorite apps all in one place with a Flex 4K streaming box, and Xfinity Internet comes with a variety of speeds to choose from so that you can pay for exactly what you need. Up to 75 megabits per second, all the way up to Gigabit Extra, which is up to 1.2 gigabits per second. All you have to do, go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or stop by and visit a store today. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
It is 4:04. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. The Titans are hosting Washington State wide receiver Kyle Williams on a 30 visit today. Williams was teammates with top quarterback prospect Cam Ward for one season in 2023, catching 61 passes for 841 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tennessee baseball back on the diamond tonight as they host Alabama State. First pitch in that one set for 5 p.m. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautifully, splendid, spectacular day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Is that what today is? Tuesday. Yes. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Producer of today's show is Jackson.
He did not turn my mic on.
Yeah, we're all different with that kind of thing. Like, I turn my mic on. You don't turn yours on. Do you turn yours on? You don't turn yours on. I like to have control over that. But anyway, Jackson's producing. Zeph is
I don't.
On his vacation. Well, not vacation. Honeymoon.
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 Vacation.
Which is like a vacation for him.
Yeah, I mean.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building.
Dog.
What up, dog?
I went out on the lanai during the break as you pulled in, and you walked up the thing and gave you a big old hug. It felt like it's been a month since I was.
It felt like a long time.
How was San Antonio, brother?
San Antonio was really good with the Final Four. It really ain't nothing without the Final Four at all. I'm gonna be real. Did y'all see what Charles Barkley said?
No.
I don't think you can repeat it. He was at the jam. Yeah, he was at the little jam fest. You know how they do the concerts at night and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they brought him on stage, and he was like, "San Antonio,
y'all ain't nothing."
Kinda. Y'all still got some fat.
Oh,
B words.
Oh boy.
Down here.
Why does he always go down that path?
Oh no! Then he got booed.
That dude, he got booed. That dude can literally. He has set the bar for himself. He can say anything,
and it's okay.
The stuff he said about Galveston was definitely true because I've been there. But that was more about the dirty water and the beach and all the trash and all that crap.
See, they had the big blimp flying over with him on it, like on the commercial.
Saw that.
That was funny. But hey, man, cool city for the people that live there and the people that want to be there.
Like, if I said, hey, y'all, we're going to take a trip next weekend. We're going to San Antonio.
It better be Tuesday. For Taco Tuesday. That's the only thing you're going to get good.
But you would rather go 100 different places than...
Absolutely.
Okay.
No question.
So you're not
about
looking to go back?
No. And it's cool to host an event, especially when it brings other people because you partying with the other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The camaraderie is cool with the other people. But just people in the city.
So what was the Riverwalk like? That's all I ever hear about.
The Riverwalk is like Broadway with river. If that makes sense.
There is a river.
Yeah, but it's on down. So imagine the street.
Broadway
the street
is a river.
With the same.
And so there's sidewalks and stuff on either side of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like
and
that's
it's murky.
dangerous.
It is. And there's no guardrails.
What?
Yeah, no, just rolling.
How do people don't...
Man, little kids, everything. I don't know how they do it, Babsy. I don't know how ducks don't pull people into the water.
Do you know what I'm actually searching right now?
How many people fell in there?
How many people have died at the Riverwalk?
Dude, I'm telling you. And then they got like little waterfalls off to the right where you got to go right or left like a fork in the road. So what if you fried looking down Texas?
Oh, there's nobody fried on the Riverwalk, is there?
You know what I'm saying? You go too far to the left, you in the river. And then the river is murky like the Cumberland in the middle of it, so you don't really know how deep it is. But then you can see shallow enough on the sides. So you're like, I don't know. No. I would say I don't have my lives to read. Yeah.
Welcome back. What about the Alamo? I saw a picture of you next to the Alamo.
Alamo is cool. It's 10 steps.
Cool. It's 10 steps.
10 steps and you out of the Alamo. That's it.
It is tiny.
The most overvalued.
That's what Mayor said like 15 times.
Overhyped. But guess what you learned, though? This is what I learned.
It was a church, and it turned into basically a makeshift fort because of the location.
Bingo.
But even in, when was the battle at the Alamo? Or not like history majors in here.
1894 or something? I think I'm just telling you that because
I was going 1840s or something like that. When the Alamo, when that battle happened with Santa Anna and the Mexican army, it had already been there for 100 years.
Yeah.
So that building is like 300 years old.
So you about right.
Am I?
Legend states that in 1836.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. You're right.
I was close.
Yep. So, yeah.
You're welcome, Slay. I just watched the movie because in 2004 with Billy Bob Thornton as David Crockett. He preferred to be called David Crockett, come to find out in that movie.
Who knew?
David.
He preferred David.
Why?
I don't know, because of all the tall tales of Davy Crockett, and he was, David Crockett. I can't really jump across the Mississippi River. I'm sorry to disappoint you. But anyway, yeah, there were like 200 people in the Alamo when that happened. And then the Mexican army had like 2,000.
Yeah.
2,500. But then Sam Houston did the smart thing and didn't go there. And just waited it out and then beat Santa Ana. And that's how Texas is a state.
Yes.
And so anyway, it was small.
Very small.
Yeah.
But the history lesson was that. It was like, man, if you go outside, this is just the church. The Alamo actually is everything outside that you keep seeing and things of that nature, the little structures that are left.
While the San Antonio Riverwalk is a popular tourist destination, there's no readily available definitive number of deaths specifically within the river itself or on the Riverwalk. However, historical floods have caused tragic loss of life, and there have been recent incidents of people dying in the river.
Why would you be?
I'm looking, man.
Why would you be right there on the Riverwalk if it's flooding? Shouldn't you go up the steps, like away from it?
Maybe it went higher than the steps.
This is a good point.
Remember the 500-year flood here?
Yeah.
That thing went all the way up Broadway to Hume Falls.
You're true. You're absolutely right.
I was in a boat.
All right, T-Pain.
On Broadway.
I was on a boat on Broadway.
I like it, Babs. What was the boat doing on Broadway, Babs?
I was just floating along.
Why?
Oh, no, wait,
I was doing news reports. Sorry, I guess I should have specified
some kind of context.
I'm like, wait, the Pedal Tavern was like, hey, we ain't going out of business because it's flood. We got boats.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Like, that's what you decided to do when the floods, man.
That was right when the backpack came out that you could go live with just the backpack, back then. And so I was like the first one to use the backpack and go live out there.
Yeah. On Broadway.
You want to talk about some murky water, man?
That's
what that water looked like.
Crazy.
Dude, you know what we do on this show?
That's what
it's always
yes, I'm telling you.
It's always been this way on this show, no matter who the hosts are. But we have a good time, right?
Yeah.
And so, we cause a ruckus sometimes. And so when the flood happened, we talked about how, remember the aquarium restaurant at Opry Mills?
Yeah.
And how it got flooded and all of the stuff
fish?
in their tanks got out.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about piranha.
Gone.
That piranha had got out and we're in the Cumberland River.
Yeah.
And Opry Mills sent us a press release telling us that wasn't true.
They send y'all cease and desist.
I'm like, that's the power of 3HL right there, baby.
Hey.
Piranha in the Cumberland River gets a press release.
That's what it's about. The power of the voice.
Tell me y'all still have all those fish.
That's what I want to know.
That was my response to the press release.
The fish down there. They in here.
They did not. They were gone.
They were definitely gone.
I don't know about the piranha, but yeah.
Well, they were going to be the first to go.
Yeah, we were focused in on the piranha for various reasons. But, that's the...
They probably bite.
Yeah. They have like a million teeth, those things.
Yeah.
That's what they do, Slay.
That's what they do.
Put on this earth to do various
They
things.
sure do.
Yeah. They want your blood, baby.
Hey, man, you know who I felt sad about?
Who?
More than Kevin Sampson.
Auburn and Duke.
Babs on Sunday?
I didn't even text.
Nobody did.
Yeah, I kind of just...
Nobody.
I texted
left
when
you alone.
I was texting her to tell her good luck on the colonoscopy on Monday. And then I felt like I needed to say, I'm so sorry about your teams or whatever I said. I don't know.
It was your fault.
Why was it my fault?
Because you said, Babsy, both of your teams going to be ending up playing each other.
I know. I didn't even think it was a possibility that they would both lose. I really didn't.
Both of them got bounced.
Until Todd Furman told me.
What a Shiano weekend for me in more ways than one.
That's why I sent you to Jurassic Park. Big poop. They filtered through this, Babs.
You took it up on Sunday and then Monday, too.
Hey, dude. Hey, man. But Jim Nance.
Did you run into him?
No, I texted him while I was there. And, man, I was like, Jim, good luck.
I know. I texted him, too. I didn't text him after they lost.
He texted back. No, I ain't messing with him after the loss. He texted back before
what's
the game.
etiquette there?
He was like, Ron, and he texted so perfectly. Ron, the little dash.
I'm hearing this text in his voice.
That's how I'm trying to say it.
Hello, Ron.
He was
I'm so glad
we need this one.
We really need this one.
I'm like, dang, Jim. I'm sorry, but y'all gonna lose.
Well, he can lick his wounds in Augusta, Georgia. That's where he is now.
Yeah. Man.
But, yeah, that was tough.
That was tough.
That was such a great run, and he called last Monday and told y'all how much he loved that group. And
and they were in there. That was a home game for Houston.
I didn't know what to say to Babs. That both of her teams lost?
I wouldn't even
It would have
mess
been
with
okay
them.
if one would have won.
I wasn't going to mess with them. Especially in the fashion.
Play it again.
I'm sorry, Babs.
Can you hit the I'm so sorry, Babs, without the other one?
I'm sorry too, Nance.
We didn't get to the Will Howard thing. We will when we come back. But Scott wants to talk about the Riverwalk. Scott, what's up?
What's up, everybody?
Yo, what's happening?
Hey, so Slay's talking about the Riverwalk, and y'all mentioned people falling in. When my son was 3 years old, we were down there. He actually fell in. He was playing by one of the they got these little outcrop things where some of the river water goes in. He was splashing around and whatnot. And I looked down at him. I said, stop playing there. You're going to fall in. And then before I could get in out, he slips and hits his head, goes right in. I grabbed him by the shirt. I was standing right there. And you ever seen that video of the dad holding the little baby and a beer, and he lets go of the baby to catch a foul ball and then recatches the baby?
Yes.
That's what I felt like. I mean, I was telling him you're going to fall in, and no sooner had I didn't even get out of my mouth. I grabbed him by the shirt, but it happened, Slay. I'm sure he wasn't the first one.
Dude, I'm glad you were able to be a Superman there.
So he's okay?
Yeah.
No long-term effects?
He's fine. Yeah, he was 3. He's 26 now. Yeah, he may not be right in the head from hitting his head, but he's he's with us.
Yeah, we work with a lady in that condition, too.
Hey, now.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad that turned out right.
That just gave me a heart attack listening to that story.
Okay, here's some history on the Riverwalk real quick, and then we'll move on. Historical flood. The 1921 flood, one of the worst in the Riverwalk history, resulted in the deaths of more than 50 people, caused millions of dollars in damage. In 1921, millions of dollars. There have been documented cases of drownings in the river, leading to a ban on swimming in the river in 1976.
Oh, I'm sure that's why there was a ban. Who wants to swim in that nasty water?
So people were swimming?
That's like swimming in the Cumberland.
That's exactly what it's like. I mean, exactly.
You couldn't pay me enough to get in that water.
In 2023, at least 2 people died in the San Antonio River, one in June, another in July. Yeah, again, before 1976, people were swimming in that thing. That's crazy. The river can be dangerous due to its depth, currents, and potential for accidents, especially for those who are not familiar with the area. River depth. In the downtown area, the river is typically 3 or 4 feet deep. And potential, but it can get deeper in the main channel and near the lock and dam on Museum Reach. Here's the last thing. A high level of E. coli in the river indicates fecal contamination that poses hazards to human health.
See?
Well, they swam that in the Olympics, so everybody should be fine.
Well, everything was okay, though. Remember?
Yeah,
they got it fixed.
Yeah, even what was it?
It's been contaminated It's been contaminated for hundreds of years, but they fixed it like 2 days into the Olympics.
We knew what to do. We just been saving it for y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Will Howard told John Gruden during Gruden's quarterback class some things about Tennessee. We will talk about that next and play the audio for you. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? This is an important message from my good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. So you're getting these accidents and, you're sitting at home and you're getting bills. They're starting to pile up. You're thinking to yourself, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? How do I attack this? Well, I got something for you. Bart Durham Injury Law, that's where Blair and the family step in. His team will go out and fight for you. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. Why would they stop now? You just need to know this number, 615-242-9000. So while all of this is happening, and if someone calls you while you're sitting there, while these bills are stacking up, they call you after wreck, they're breaking the law. I bet you didn't know that. That's right. They are lawyers. There are lawyers out there breaking the law. Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law, they don't play those type of games. When you make the call, they answer. They're local, trusted, and ready to fight. No gimmicks, just a team that's on your side from the start. So if you or someone you love is ever in a wreck, remember Blair's number, 615-242-9000. That's 615-242-9000. Local, trusted, ready to fight for you.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Everlong by the Foo Fighters. Thank you, Jackson. Making it happen. You're playing it off the internet? We don't even have this song in our system?
We do not have this song.
It's one of the greatest songs in the history of songs.
Does that mean you're not allowed to play it? You might not be allowed to play it.
Why would he not be allowed to play that?
I don't know. There's all these stupid rules.
I pull things all the time.
Wait.
I hate rules.
All of a sudden, yes, that part I know. So why are you concerned about him following the rules all of a sudden?
I'm concerned for him. I don't care.
Jacksonian. Hey, have you, speaking of nicknames, have you completely changed Zeph's nickname to Zephyr? Because you've been calling him that in the text.
I've been calling him that for a while.
No.
Zephyr.
No.
That's just no. Y'all can call him Zephyr. I always just say, like, when I first see him for the day, Zephyr, what are you doing? Then it's Zephyr.
I always think like heifer when you say Zephyr.
I mean,
and the dude weighs like 130 pounds, so that's like the big guy named Tiny.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's Zephyr. Mm-hmm.
615-737-1045. Speaking of, Zeph is on his honeymoon and he's calling the show. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Zephyr.
There's no way he's sober.
No, I'm not sober. I just explain the scene of my view right now because, for me, it's 30, but for you guys, it's only 4:30. So instead of sitting in that dark studio where Jackson is in my seat, I'm on the most white beach I have ever seen in my life, with the most blue water I have ever seen in my life right in front of me.
With your wife.
Right.
Oh, yes, my beautiful wife.
What's up, Alyssa?
Oh, my gosh, you called us on your honeymoon.
There's no way she is a fan of whatever's happening right now.
No, she encouraged it. She was like, you should totally call in.
Wow. Okay.
Is that true? Am I lying?
I knew he wanted to check on his show and all his friends.
Yeah,
we love you, Alyssa.
It's tough when you only have 4 friends and a wife. I mean, that's I get it. Got to check in for everybody. Well, hey, congratulations, y'all. Thanks for checking in. Zev, you better get off the phone before you say something stupid.
See, we're here to protect you.
Keep talking.
We're here to protect you.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Have fun on the show.
See you, Alyssa.
How about that?
Have fun on the show. That was great. I like that. Good exit right there.
We need
They're like peace.
Yeah, have fun.
Enjoy.
Jackson, we need to clip the beginning of that where Slay said, "Are you drunk?" Yes, I am. Reminds me of my days with the Nashville Stars with the Star Man.
As he should be.
The Star Man. I'll never forget the Star Man.
He walked by one day. This was, when was that? That was in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, early 90s, too.
And they had this listen, we didn't have pro sports in Nashville except for the Sound. Mm-hmm. And so they had a professional basketball team that was great. Like, we went to a lot of their games. It was a good, wholesome night out for, like, I was older than you, but for us in our age range. Anyway, they had this mascot, and, man, his curl was spectacular.
Yes, it was.
I mean, he let the soul glow. And he had a ridiculously flamboyant costume.
Yep.
That I'm sure he made himself. Don't you think?
You know who the Starman looks like?
Yeah, who does the Starman look like? I was trying to think.
Looks like the guy that sings with Bam. You know Bam that calls in?
Yeah.
His group down at, what's the name of the bar in
the Bourbon
Prentice
Boogie Bar?
Bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's a guy that performs, that wears an outfit that looks exactly like Starman. Now, I don't know if it's him, because Starman got to be 80, 90.
How old do you think he is?
At that time,
he was probably like 35 back then.
Hell
don't you think?
No,
You think he was in his 40s?
Unless he done lived just a rough life.
Well.
Well, you're the mascot for a minor league basketball team in Municipal Auditorium.
Well, perhaps.
What do you think Starman is doing right now? I guess we got to figure out.
It could be him.
We got to figure out how old he
Bam,
is.
call in, please let us know if that's Starman that wears the cape and stuff.
So Starman walked by us one day, and we're sitting there, and we'd had a few pops, and that's where we were in life. But National Knights also played in Municipal Auditorium. Big John Reed was the goaltender.
Forgot about Nashville Knights.
Yeah, and anyway, Starman walks by us, and he stops like in the aisleway. I mean, just like over my left shoulder. And my buddy Patrick Sievers is his name. He said The star man is Bullet. That was our word for drunk back then. And he looked at us and he goes, yes, I am. And then he just kept going.
So you're probably right. Starman probably did live like a little rough life. That's what's up, Starman. Hope you're doing all right out there.
That made me think of stuff. Yes, I am.
So that would mean he's probably like 65, 70? Early 90s, y'all. We're in 2025.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years ago.
I think it was more mid-90s.
No.
We'll have to look it up.
No,
is that the team with Darren Henry and Marcus Brody and all those guys?
Guess who I saw? I'm walking down the Riverwalk.
Marcus Brody. On the Riverwalk.
On the Riverwalk.
We live in the Matrix.
Brody was an awesome player for that team. He was a great player, man.
I stopped Fishback and told him, hey, man, you ever seen a flamethrower? This is one right here.
Yeah.
Marcus Brody, man, said, man, I'm proud of you, man. Hey, man, shout out to Marcus Brody, dude.
Was he the guy that was a prison guard while he was playing?
I don't think so.
There was a different guy, though.
Yeah. Marcus could fill it up, though.
He could, and he included everybody else.
Yes, he did.
He was a facilitator, too. Anyway.
Well, that's crazy. You just brought him up. I meant to text y'all and say that.
I bring weird things up, man.
Yeah, well, weird things happen.
We're both from here, so.
Yeah, both from weird.
Yeah, lots of weird. 615-737-1045. All right, Jackson, here you go. Will Howard.
Let's go.
Former Ohio State quarterback.
I haven't even heard this either.
Remember I can't wait for you to hear this. Remember Tennessee played Ohio State in the college football playoff, first round, and it was in Columbus, Ohio, and you might have been there.
I was there. We got
and
embarrassed.
It was cold.
When we got spanked.
It was really cold. But you had bought all your cold weather gear.
Oh, I was feeling great.
But some of it didn't come, and you had to send it back, which is a process to get your money back and all those things. And you were literally waiting last second to get stuff. Anyway, John Gruden's got this thing he's doing with Barstool. Hang on, Jackson. Jeez.
Quick draw, McGraw.
Oh,
gosh.
Cal, we're about to pull Zeph back from his honeymoon here.
If you're in the Wild West and you got to duel him, he ain't waiting for go.
So he ain't taking the right steps or anything. Yeah, it's supposed to be 10 paces.
Yeah, he's firing at 6. You're dead. I mean, all she wrote, oh, sorry, I broke the rules. What does that mean to me?
Life's gone.
Anyway, John Gruden's doing quarterback class. I think it's for Barstool, right? And he's having some of the quarterbacks on, and he puts them on the whiteboard and all this stuff, and it's pretty interesting. But this one, they were doing a video. So this is actually from a video, but we have the audio, obviously. But Gruden sets this up, right? So they end up talking about, like, pregame Tennessee with no shirts on, all this stuff. Listen to Will Howard here.
So now the playoffs start, and here comes the Tennessee Volunteers. It's a cold night.
It was.
In Columbus.
It was.
And you see these guys come roaring out of here, the SEC, the Tennessee Vols, without their shirts. And it seemed like they were trying to intimidate you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, the funny thing is they came out with their shirts on, or their shirts off, and they ran over to the opposite end zone and immediately put them back on. I was like, what the f are these clowns doing? Like, at that moment, I knew we had them.
Oh my God!
Is that true? Did they run across the field and put them back on, like that?
I didn't see them run out and then put them back on. I saw them warm up and do their little thing for probably about 15 minutes, and then.
See, you made it sound like they went straight there. Like,
I'm gonna be honest though, I would probably say something like that. So I ain't gonna get it. I thought it was worse than that.
Effing clowns.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, I probably would.
I think it's.
What?
I mean, he didn't have to respond that way.
No, he ain't had to, but after you spank somebody up,
well,
and all the talking that the fan base was doing,
all the SMU players came out without their shirts on, and then Penn State proceeded to spank them too.
I guess, yeah,
spank them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no problem with that one.
I ain't messed up with that one. He ain't really nothing anyway.
Play it again.
Play it again, Sam. That's a great movie, Casablanca. Can you play it again?
So now the playoffs start, and here comes the Tennessee Volunteers. It's a cold night.
It was.
In Columbus.
It was.
And you see these guys come roaring out of here, the SEC, the Tennessee Vols, without their shirts. And it seemed like they were trying to intimidate you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, the funny thing is they came out with their shirts on, or their shirts off, and they ran over to the opposite end zone and immediately put them back on. I was like, what the f are these clowns doing, man? Like, at that moment, I knew we had them.
I mean, it is kind of funny.
Boy.
Yeah. I think the person that it fired up the most.
Easy to say now.
That I wish it didn't fire him up was number 33. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But the linebacker.
Yeah. Jack.
He went into a rage I forgot his name, but yeah.
He went to a rage.
Man, what? He was so hype. I'm looking at the other end like, oh, man, dude down there is going crazy. What's wrong with him? So that's how I see. So I would have been like Will Howard, like, what's wrong with this clown? Like, what? Why is he jumping all around and getting hype? Yeah, well, came out on the field and brought that same energy. So, yeah, that was a tough one. Dang.
While we're on this, I want to get your take on.
Thanks for letting us live it out again, you. Jack Sawyer. There you go. Thanks, Jack.
Sawyer, yes.
Yep.
So, Jalen Carey transfers from Vanderbilt to Tennessee. And he says a lot of really cool things about Rick Barnes, and I could tell how hard these guys were pushed in practice, and I want that. I want to be better on and off the floor. I want to be a winner. I want to be a part of the team that gives Rick Barnes his first Final Four. He says all of these incredible things. I can't wait to be in Knoxville. And then he also said, I'm a Vol now, man. Don't care about no black and gold. I bleed orange now, man. I don't care about what they've got to say.
That was strong. Like I'm a trash talker.
Fast.
Yeah, that was
that changes.
Lord, that was.
You're gonna play them twice at least.
Guess what though, y'all? How many times have I said on this show, my favorite player on that team is Jalen Carey?
Yeah, and we've talked about it because I'm like, man, I can't stand him because I love him.
He's that dude.
Like, he's the guy. Like, you don't like him on the other team, but if he's on your team, you love him.
He's that guy. Like, he could have played with Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's that cut from that mold. He's perfect for Coach Barnes. He's perfect. That's why he was such a standout, in my opinion, by being on Vanderbilt. When he came in, he changed the entire mood of the game, mentality and everything. Rick Barnes. They might go forehead to forehead in some practices. Him and Coach Barnes. Like, and he's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. And he's gonna respond. So, but I don't know if I would have went I don't know if I would have went that far.
About you when I read that. I was like, I don't even think Slay would have gone there.
No, not have
like
been played there.
Now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't have left there and I don't care about y'all.
Because they did so many things for it. But the other thing, when I read all of his quotes in totality, I was like, man, we got to get that guy in here.
Yeah.
We got to get Jalen Carey in here.
Because he's going to say something.
Ain't no way.
He's going to tell you exactly what he's thinking.
Put him in the room.
There's no way they're going to let him do an interview. Not after that. No.
He's going to be cut off.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. He ain't getting no more media time. That is a done deal.
That was it.
Man, what?
Well, I was just thinking, while he's still here before he goes there.
Nah, that's been silenced. I can guarantee that one's been silenced. Ain't no more for that. We better just guess what he thinking, because he ain't gonna be able to say it. Dog, that's strong.
I mean, he transferred to Vandy with his coach.
The only good thing about it is a lot of those guys are leaving, so they probably have a new crop anyway next year. None of them know Jalen Carey.
Going to.
That's
my favorite little point guard guy is gone.
Edwards. He went with Kim English.
Yeah.
Of the Providence.
I forgot Kim was.
He really gonna let him gun it. Yeah. NIL something else, boy.
Transfer portal.
Transfer portal.
Yeah.
College football about to unload another window. April 16th through the 25th. The coaches hate that one. Mm-hmm. Now, you can't transfer within the SEC to SEC in that window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you can go everywhere else.
So you had to already have that done.
FanDuel?
So you can't transfer within conference, period?
I don't know other conferences. What I read was SEC to SEC. Now, that might – because there's a part of me that thinks I remember that the SEC was different about some of this. But I don't know. I don't know.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
I don't care about no black and gold.
That was real.
No.
I mean, yeah, that wasn't real.
Shady.
That was bad. That was a tough one. That was a tough cookie.
Like, dude, they gave you a chance.
Did you not laugh when you read it, though?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God.
I was looking like, hey, dog, did he say this for real? Or is this like the little AI-generated stuff?
It was real.
Wow.
And spectacular. What in the world? Gator Mike made it into the building.
I told Gator Mike I'm muting him.
Of course
you did.
I'm muting Gator Mike.
How you going to mute him now?
Who let him in?
I don't know. I don't know how he keeps getting in there. It's like one of them little roaches.
How do you keep getting in?
His name was Colin, apparently.
What do they say about look what the cat drug in?
Yeah.
A gator?
Gator Mike.
Can a cat drag a gator in?
I drug a gator. I held a gator. Did I send y'all the picture? I got to send y'all the picture.
Drugged a gator?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
That's all.
You drugged a gator?
Is that before you ate gator bites?
No, this
gator
was
legs. Gator what?
This was yesterday. I just sent it to the group.
You have just a wild.
It was like
day
a 3-foot gator too.
3 foot.
Yeah, I ain't touched that one.
That one's like 5'9" or 5'10".
He about the same size.
Oh, I thought it was fake.
No, I was out there holding and doing a live interview with the gator.
Oh, it's a real one.
He peed on Dar.
That's so glorious.
No, that's what I said.
All right. FanDuel has over-under win totals for SEC college football teams in 2025. Y'all know how I love this way too early stuff here, especially when there's another transfer portal window coming up. But I've got them for you next, 3HL. I want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. You need to get to know the Amamali family. They're great, great, great people. They will become great friends of yours. Also, you need a jeweler in your life because you have many gifting responsibilities throughout the course of the year. And when you get to know these guys, gifting responsibilities, as I mentioned, sometimes turn into last-second things. And if you know these guys, they will know you, and they'll be able to help you no matter what. For more than 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community and Middle Tennessee with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. As a family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations, they're deeply rooted in this community, from Salem service in the Special Forces to his son serving as local firefighters. The Amamali family is dedicated to giving back. And you can support local with these guys. Brentwood Jewelry here to help you pop the question. If you're thinking about doing that, these are your guys. Let them help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings, or talk with their custom design specialist to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
There we go. Now all is right in the world.
This is a Babs pick right here.
Yes, it is.
Old Dominion. Those guys can go, man.
They're awesome live.
You seen them how many times, Babsy?
Not as much as Dave. I think only like
Elliot?
Yeah.
Well, Dave is out here.
No, not as much as Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, darn.
Slay.
I knew it was some band that you always went to go see.
Yeah.
We all call him just Dave.
Dave.
You don't go DMV or Dave Matthews Band.
We're talking about Dave Elliott.
No, that's my buddy Dave.
Who's Dave Elliott doing?
Dave Elliott is our sales manager downstairs. She has definitely not
I don't
seen
see
him
as
as
a
much
music guru.
as Dave Matthews Band.
No, definitely not.
Tyler writes, no Gator Mike. Gator Mike is in the studio.
He's in the studio. He's sitting here.
He is in the building. In the building.
Yep.
And he's wearing a Florida Gator pullover.
I mean, I
with
would
a Jordan
too.
logo.
I would too. You know, is that a team issue?
Team issue, yeah. Like
Team issued.
Team issued. Yeah.
Yeah, I got connections.
By the way, somebody texted me, and when you were complaining that the tickets were too expensive or you couldn't get them for the Ryman,
Yeah.
somebody texted me and said, she didn't ask the right person.
Okay, well, you should send me that person.
I always love when you get the after comment. Oh, dude, I could have had you backstage and front row. Well, great. Awesome. This guy does have severe access to things.
Absolutely.
I asked you.
I know. I can't remember what I said, or I can't even remember the question.
I think I ended up like going out of town or something, so I couldn't have gone regardless.
Okay.
But no, that's not the point. The point is that you had a connection.
It's not the point.
I asked you for a connection.
What am I going to waste my connection on something you can't go to?
Well, I didn't know I couldn't go then. Maybe I would have changed my plan.
Well, I knew you couldn't go. How about that?
Yeah.
I could sense it.
Yeah, you don't even know when I'm going to be here or not.
That's that brother-sister thing we got going here. FanDuel over-under win totals for SEC college football teams in 2025. You know I always love this. I'm here for this.
I'm here for this, too. And why don't you hit Florida, too?
You want to tell the people why you are here for this? Because of the little birdie that spoke with you?
Oh, in our text chain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who spoke with you?
Don't you worry about that. Somebody who is on the plains as we speak, hanging out with my guy Hugh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You knew this.
Well, I'm glad I figured it out because I almost said something that would have given it away.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad.
Give it away now. All right.
All right, win totals. Hit it.
Win totals. Tied for number one. There are 4 teams at 9.5 wins.
Whoa.
Over under 9.5.
Okay.
And remember,
I'm open to
Georgia has been at like 10 and 10.5 forever.
I'm just going to open up the app.
But they're 9.5. Alabama's been 10, 10.5 forever. They're 9.5. All right, number
nobody's 10.
Nobody's 10. Number one currently at 9.5.
SEC.
Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, and Texas.
Okay. Are we surprised by any of that?
Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, and Texas.
I'm surprised maybe that Georgia's not higher than 9.5.
No, they got
look at
fast
these
driving
schedules,
issues.
man. Are the schedules out?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when they play, though. Yeah, because I said about Florida.
Yeah, Tennessee plays Florida late. Number 5, because there were 4 tied for number 1. Number 5, tie. 2-team tie. LSU at 8.5 and Ole Miss at 8.5. Lane Kiffin replacing his quarterback, his wide receiver. Everybody's replacing stuff.
I might go. I'm a sneak. I might sneak on. Don't know.
Under 8.5 for Ole Miss.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd bet against Lane.
8.5 though. You say 9 wins.
He finds a way.
He does
you
find a
look
way.
At schedules, but
this is regular season total, so that would be 9 and 3, right?
Yep.
If you go over.
College football.
All right. Tied for number 7. Another 4-way tie for number 7 at 7.5 wins. Auburn.
Let's go.
Bowl eligible.
They better be, or they about to chase you out.
Auburn at 7.5. Missouri at 7.5. They found a way to win 10 damn games this year.
Eli Drinkowitz found a way to win at Missouri.
Well,
like he is straight gangsta.
Their schedule was, I mean, if you can have an easy schedule in the SEC, it was them. And
I don't care. Drink is gangster.
You believe in him?
Believe in Drink?
I do. I think he's a weirdo, but
Drink might have said something like Jalen Carey said.
Absolutely, he would. Drink doesn't give up.
We're about that business.
Can you imagine Drink recruiting?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Saying whatever to get you in the door.
So tied for 7th, Auburn 7.5, Missouri 7.5, South Carolina 7.5.
I'm going over on that.
How do all these teams have
that quarterback and that DN coming back?
Sellers,
yeah.
And they got some they heavy in the offensive line.
Better be.
Market.
You know what's funny too is when we had Beamer on for SEC Media Days last year.
He was a tough read. We all read that he didn't think he had anything.
He had a good team.
He did.
Yeah. I don't think he
didn't believe.
I don't think he believed.
He didn't know what he had in Sellers though.
I think he knew his defense, it was quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't know what he had in Sellers.
And
then they changed too.
For a while, he didn't have anything with Sellers.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He got better,
and they let him go. Let him do his thing.
Texas A&M at 7.5.
Like, how do all? Okay.
They ain't gonna be happy about that if that it goes that way down there.
No.
All that money they're spending. All right, tied for 11th, 6.5 wins.
Over. Bet the over.
Oklahoma and
Florida
Gators, your basketball school.
National champion.
6.5. Gator Mike shockingly says go over.
Guess what though? They quarterback. It's the quarterback. It's the same thing with South Carolina to me.
Still a hard schedule though.
Let me go look at this. Good.
Yeah,
it's the same as last year. It's just flipped, right?
It's not as bad, but yeah. Number 13, Arkansas, 5.5 wins.
Oh, come on. Petrino going. Come on. I ain't even gonna put it on Pittman. I'm gonna put it on Petrino. Petrino gonna be able to get it done.
Pittman's gone if they win 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
And Petrino will be the head coach.
He gives Petrino full.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember
that is a
when,
dude that is comfortable in his own skin to bring that guy in there. I mean, you literally hired your replacement.
Dog, I don't know if Florida's schedule is that hard.
All right, we'll go through that in a minute because we need to break like a minute ago. And I need to get through this. At number 14, 4.5 wins. Kentucky, 4.5.
I want to know who's playing quarterback or what for them. Somebody transferred in. I think.
They are tied with another school at 4.5 wins.
Who?
Vanderbilt, 4.5 wins.
Well, I'm rolling with Vandy.
That number's gone up the last 2 years. 3 years.
Pavia back.
Yeah,
he got to go get 5. He can go get 5, can't he?
You think Pavia can get 5?
Yeah.
He's by himself.
Why he didn't come back? Why would he come back if he ain't going to get 5?
Yeah.
Should have left.
Langston Patterson came back, too.
He will bring up somebody's talent level around him.
Yep, I'm with you.
16.
And that offense.
Last in the SEC. Over-under win totals for 2025 FanDuel. 16th, last in the SEC. Mississippi State, 3.5 wins.
Man.
Yeah, I might go under.
My, how the top have fallen.
615-737-1045. Tony will lead us off. 3HL 1045.
Remember when they had Mullen?
Yeah.
Okay, party people, interest rates have plummeted, which means it is probably time to call Loan Pronto. Maybe you're looking to get cash out of your home equity, refinance out of a high rate, or maybe you want to do a home improvement project like we did. Well, Loan Pronto can make it all happen in a matter of days. Take advantage of this opportunity and go ahead and get tens or even hundreds of thousands out of your home equity. You can pay off all your credit cards, car loans. The average homeowner who does this with Loan Pronto cuts their monthly bills by $1,000. You want more info? Just go to loanpronto.com. By the way, you can start the entire process there as well. We know inflation and higher costs have put a lot of people in a stressful financial situation, but if you own a home, there is a way out. Loan Pronto with multiple options that help you get the financial freedom you need and you deserve. A lot of homeowners get their cash in less than 2 weeks, and most of us don't even need an appraisal in this area. All starts by getting in contact with the experts, loanpronto.com, or call now 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 499-5780. Loan Pronto, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Did you know you're overpaying for your health and wellness products?
With over 20 company-owned brands offering its members vitamins, supplements, wellness, and skincare products, you're able to save up to 70% off retail.
Members Nutrition can't change your life, but we can change the way you live.
.503, good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. The Titans hosted Washington State wide receiver Kyle Williams on a 30 visit today. Williams was teammate with top quarterback prospect Cam Ward for one season in 2023, catching 61 passes for 841 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tennessee baseball back on the diamond as they host Alabama State tonight. First pitch and that one set for here in just a few minutes. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. What up? Man, it was a little chilly out there this morning.
Chilly Willy.
Babsy Davenport is here.
Bunk.
Welcome to the 5 o'clock hour.
I mean, it's freaking April.
We used to call the
What
5 o'clock hour
It's supposed to be like that, baby.
the happy hour.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying the weather. You're right.
First words were-
Right?
Mhm.
Bunk. I wanted to say something else.
But let's not do that.
Bullshiana.
Yep.
There you go.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Producing the show is Jackson.
What's that?
We call him Smiley. Do you
With
still
his
call
pink
him
headphones?
Do you still call him Smiley?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's Slay. Slay's
I'm
here.
in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I was by even. I almost said self. Smiley was even on that one. Smiley.
Hey, we missed you.
Hey, I missed y'all.
I'm glad you're finally back.
I'm back, Babsy.
No more of this gone for a week. That is also bummed.
Yeah, that was something.
It was the SEC. It wasn't me. We needed,
Yeah,
needed a
except
championship to be won.
The darling, the favorite, choked.
I mean,
That would be my Auburn Tigers.
when I came on the show,
Yeah, we haven't gotten your take on the Final Four yet.
I told y'all, man, this is what I was saying. I picked Duke going into that Houston game until we were there Friday and saw
You saw the workout.
Houston practice. They were the last team to practice. And I ran through it with y'all. I said, man, Florida came in. It was two guys that were zeroed in. That was Walter Clayton Jr. and Elijah Martin. Everybody else had the spirit of happy to be here, make the most of it, cherish the moment. That's cool. And went on about their business. Auburn came in. They got straight to their practice, and was dialed in, running their plays. And then they played around, getting shots up at the end. Duke came in and they just got shots up. Then towards the end,
a pro team?
Yeah, then played one-on-one. And I'm sure these teams practiced before they got there because it's only 40, 45 minutes for them to get there, to get used to the floor. But when Houston walked on that floor, dog, I compared it to if you've ever been able to see police train the K-9s or a dog whisperer or something trained like some mean, ferocious cane corsos or Rottweilers or Dobermans, some attack dogs, some protection dogs that you're going to have in the house. Man, when I say this is how he was talking. This is the voice Kevin Sampson was using in this humongous stadium. Hey, y'all, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get out here. We're going to practice. We're going to go through this through. Hollis Price, sister coach, you get over there. You get on that side over there. All right, let's go, y'all. And so people would walk away, and he'll be like this. Hold on, y'all, huddle back up. And everybody, and sprint back to the huddle. I'm like, dude, he got these dudes trained differently. Like, you don't see this. They went through it full sweat in the first 2-3 minutes. People holding each other accountable. I mean, they overemphasizing giving each other 5. Like, it was like, this is different.
You know, when you roll through 40 games or whatever, I was thinking about this after the game, and it was a great game, and Florida locked down on defense late and all those things. Nothing against them. But I just felt bad for Houston to play the way that they do.
They played their game.
They played their game. They had the 12-point lead or whatever. But to go through an entire season and have a timeout to draw up that last play and it go like that.
Yeah. It was perfect.
That'll be tough to get over, man.
But see, this is the thing. Watching that last play, skipping to the Florida and Houston game, that last play was drawn up perfectly. So you had L.J. Cryer come off a flare screen, go towards the top of the key, then re-screen coming back to the ball. When he came back to the ball, Will Richard was trailing him. It was an elevator screen happening at the bottom with Walter Clayton. Now, mind you, I've been saying the whole game, Walter Clayton is out there doing the electric slide like he's at a family reunion. Like he ain't playing. When I say no defense, I mean no active hands.
No,
it's like, dude, what are you? Hey, you got to give some kind of effort, though. I know what you're bringing offensively. Give a little bit of effort. Dude, I don't know how many times they worked on that play in practice, Florida, but he did it to a T. So when Sharp came off the down screen and was wide open, Will Richard put so much pressure on the ball on L.J. Cryer, he made him take a step back to throw the ball to Sharp, which threw the play off by a hair of a second. And that was enough for Walter Clayton to rush out and automatically challenge the shot. When Sharp came off, he didn't see anybody trailing him. So it was going to be catch, release.
So it came from an unexpected spot.
Yeah, and he
for him.
went all the way through it. And as soon as he turned, Clayton was there, and it was like, I'm already in the air. And he dropped the ball. And, dude, great job by Clayton hustling. And it's crazy for an offensive guy and the explosion that he had for him to be able to make that defensive play. But it don't happen without Will Richard and the pressure that he put on L.J. Cryer. Because the pass was pinpoint. but it was thrown off because he had to step back to make the pass. It was, hey, man, everything had to go right, and it went right. It went like that was Houston's game. They 33-0.
As a fan with nothing in it, I just was hoping that they would get a shot off, and let's see, buzzer beater or win or loss.
But that's the odd part about it.
Yeah.
Like an offensive team got a defensive stop.
That's right.
To win the national championship.
That's right.
By the guy that's been explosive all tournament long, setting a record. So 33-0 when they hold a team under 70 points. Houston.
What
so
happened?
They're 33-1 now.
What happened to Auburn in that Final Four game with Janai Broome? His last basket, I remember this. He got an and one opportunity, and he stared down the defender. Yeah. I mean, stared him down, and then goes and then he goes to the free throw line and does what he does at the free throw line. He bricked it. I mean, not only missed, but brick, and then doesn't score the rest of the game.
Yeah, that wasn't Janai Broome's fault. The bigs, we rely on guards to get us the ball in our positions to be able to get comfortable, and that's what was happening in the first half. He got the ball wherever he wanted to. Deep. The guards were doing a great job of getting it to him. You got to imagine in the second half they had Chinaloo on him, which was a great job by Todd Golden.
It was, yeah.
And just let him go physical with him, and he pushed up all the way off the block, and the officials wasn't calling it.
They weren't calling anything.
So they let him catch it by the three-point line. So now that back down dribble, instead of being mid-post with two dribbles getting there, now it's got to be three, and then you fighting with him four, you know what I'm saying? So I blame it more on the guards. Tahad Pettiford, Miles Kelly, Denver Jones, like all of them did great defensively, but offensively, Florida ramped it up a little bit with Elijah Martin, Will Richard, and Clayton a little bit being able to hide. But and then he caught fire. Like Miles and them was playing terrific defense. The shots that Walter Clayton was hitting, man, that's one of them tap him on the. Hey man, good shot.
It was incredible because he come across half court. There's two dudes running at him, and he was still getting shots off.
And then he was trusting his big. So when he was stringing it out, and Houston was trapping him. Houston was having high hands and tracing the ball where some of them passes were going out of bounds. Auburn wasn't tracing, and that was Janai Broome. He was stringing Janai Broome out. Janai ain't the defensive guy away from the paint that you need him to be. And he was hitting the Thomas Houck. Thomas Houck did the same thing he did against Texas Tech. Hit them big threes, opened the floor back up, and then you couldn't leave nobody no more. So it was, hey, man, I know, like, talent is one thing. We'll be able to look back at that team and say, man, that Florida team was riddled with plenty of draft picks, guys that play pro overseas or whatever it is, great talent. But the job that Todd Golden and this staff did, that can't be overlooked. The plays that they ran to get them freed up, because Walter Clayton wasn't scoring. So they started going with the pressure release to the bigs, rubbing them off, coming with another rub and hitting them over the top for layups. Like, it's pretty good, man.
So great coaching job.
Great coaching.
Yeah. Also 3 years.
Make sure you say that loud, Babsy. 3 years.
He's been there 3 years.
National championship.
National champions.
Analytics guy.
Youngest coach to win it since Valvano.
That's big, man.
Crazy.
In the transfer portal NIL
world
area, no 4 stars, maybe 1 4-star, but no 5 stars on his roster. Houston, yeah. At least Houston had like 3 4-stars, but no 5 stars in the national championship game. Yeah, so for everybody that was saying, like, it ain't no Cinderellas in it, this, that. Hell, the whole championship was made up of Cinderella players.
Yeah.
So what do you call 20 Cinderella people? This is a whole Cinderella championship. I mean,
a lot of Cinderella.
That's what I'm saying. It's a ball. Exactly.
Let's go to Tony next up on 3HL. Tony, what's up, man?
How you guys doing? Miss chatting with you.
What up, Tony?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I just I had thought about calling in to y'all today to talk to y'all about this, and my schedule has changed a little bit, so I don't get to get you on till 4:30, and then I got to go back and watch the first half of y'all shows. But man, I was listening to Ramon, Kayla, and Will this morning, and I don't know what it is about all these other SEC fans that just love to pick on Tennessee fans. Like, we need to step our game up over here and have trash talk Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Hey, Tony, you know us, man. We're here for it anytime. Anytime y'all want to bring it, we're here.
If it's not enough for just every other SEC fan living in Middle Tennessee and trolling us every time, Then we got to get our old GM Rand to call in and troll us. And then Will Howard on top of that. And I'm just like, man, it's time that collectively we decide Trash Talk Friday on 3HL is over. It's Trash Talk Week all year long. That's what I'm going for. I'm down for that. Man, before y'all, because I know you're against the wall here, I wanted to ask y'all about a vol player that I've been hearing about with these names coming out in the top 30. And I'm not sure if you've touched on it yet, but I'd like to get your opinion on where you think Deontay Thornton fits within the wide receiver room, where you think he's going, and what do you think a team is, where he fits for a team. And I'll listen, and I appreciate talking to y'all.
He'll be a mid-round guy, and honestly, he could end up a Tennessee Titan because they need that speed threat on the outside, and I think Deontay Thornton gives that. I think Deontay Thornton will it all comes down to right fit, right team, depth chart, all those things. But I think he's got the ability to kind of splash his rookie season with some big plays.
He'll be a gem for somebody. Take the top off. You're not just running around with 4.3 speed.
He is one of the top 30 visits that the Titans have had.
So does that count as a local visit?
No, not Knoxville.
Vols wouldn't count.
I don't think so.
I don't think it does either.
Maybe it does, but he's on the 30 list that I saw. So if he was a local player, then he wouldn't be on that list.
Okay. Yep.
I'm still hoping for my guy Luther Burden to be able to drop. Keep talking bad about him. Yeah, please keep talking bad about him.
What about his mom and girlfriend?
Yeah, we'll be able to put her in a box.
I mean, that's what happened to him. So a anonymous scout said that his girlfriend is the manager and his mom's a problem, and that he's a Saturday guy, not a Monday through Friday guy.
Which I said is the worst thing you can ever have said about you as a professional athlete.
But how much do we know is true?
Exactly.
That's the only problem.
It's the Lions season.
Yeah.
These who benefits from that getting out? It's the
team.
Well, hopefully the Titans.
Katie V with a great point. Jimmy V and Golden both beat Houston. That is true.
They did.
True. Yeah. 615-737-1045. Somebody the Ripple Effect is saying, looking at Walter Clayton play in this tournament reminds me of Steph Curry.
Yeah, a lot of people say that because of the shot making.
His body is different than Curry, but
but they both square their shoulders like they need an inch of daylight to get it off.
Inch of daylight.
And can,
and go on fire.
Shoot through a double team.
Yes, none of that matters.
All right, more of y'all when we come back. 615-737-1045. Brent Doherty on Davenport, Ron Slay. This is 3HL. If you're often feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy for you to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there. Low T Center, not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy or TRT for each patient. The experts at Low T Center have more than a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. These are not just basic standard treatments. For current patients, Low T Center offers you a $150 referral credit for each new patient that you refer. And at Low T Center, you can also get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. So get back to being your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
We've got the trucks, all the trucks, all the trims, all the towing, all the bells and whistles, and all at Truck Month Savings. Two Rivers Ford is Ford Truck Central.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Hinckley or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
Tell 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
Yeah.
What was that movie you told me to watch like a month ago? It was like kind of Friday-esque.
The female version of it.
Yeah.
The End of Day or
it's something like that. It's on Netflix now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hit that up.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I feel
one of them days.
What are we watching now?
That's why I brought that up, because now I feel kind of lost.
Shoot.
No.
I'm turning to baseball.
Absolutely. Look, dude, we coming out. It's like Gator Mike asking him what he gonna do after football season. Watch basketball. They're defending national champs. Yeah, we watching baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, college baseball, yeah, but I'm talking about like every day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
we just chilling in life right now.
I mean, the NBA playoffs are about to start.
Man, we're just trying to figure out who we
drafting.
drafting.
Highlights of Cam Ward.
Lord.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, draft content, is that what I'm doing?
Later. Yes.
Talk to y'all later.
We got 16 days.
Yeah.
16 days. Anybody changed?
No.
Nope.
I think it's going to
get-go. I am so consistent.
I think it's going to be a boring start to the draft, too.
This lady is crazy.
You know why? And because everybody uses all of their allotted time, even when it's now becoming pretty evident that it's Cam Ward 1.
Listen, you don't know.
Abdul Carter?
No, he's going 3.
Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Travis Johnson. Why?
It's becoming very evident that I can't remember.
Schefter said Travis. Schefter said yesterday Travis Hunter to the Browns. Then we find out that Abdul Carter had breakfast with Brian Daboll, which is a funny thing for me. I don't know why that's so funny.
I was going to say, why?
Did they go to IHOP or
weird.
They went to First Watch.
They went to First Watch, you think?
They had to. It's the only place to go for breakfast.
In Nashville, you're going to the Pancake Pantry, and then you're going to stand in line for like 45 minutes.
I may need to go there the next day or so. I ain't been there in a long time, at least 2 years.
So good. But then what do you order?
At the Pancake?
No, like at breakfast with an NFL head coach. Like, do you go?
No, you go egg white and veggies and water.
I see that was yep.
No
I'm gonna fail.
coffee.
I'm gonna cross myself right off the list.
No hash brown.
Oh yeah, I'm
Nothing
crossing.
fried.
If you had a pre-draft
Ooh, avocado
meeting
toast.
with a head coach, and he wanted to go to breakfast. Why breakfast? Why not like
Hold
lunch
on.
or dinner?
Let me phrase it this way for Slay.
Yeah, please, because
Let's say
We going to
that
breakfast.
maybe your weight's kind of a question
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And you go and have this breakfast with the GM
Mm-hmm.
pre-draft. Does it affect what you order?
After while I'm working out? No.
Well, Dayball's a big dude.
Because I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Listen, he's a big dude for a reason, so he's probably ordering something pretty good too.
This is what my response is gonna be, and this was my response to GMs and coaches when we did talk like this. I work out so much that I can eat what I want.
Okay, there you go.
I'm working out 4 times a day.
Right.
Like not going in there lifting, sitting there listening to music, like real workouts as a professional.
Need the fuel.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
You have to have the calories.
You gonna burn it off so quick. Like I when I was working out, I would go to Houston's for lunch. This is when I was working out in Houston. I would go to Houston's for lunch.
Houston's in Houston.
Yeah. I would go to Houston's for lunch. No, I would go there too though.
Yeah.
Go order the full rack of ribs. Loaded baked potato. Now mind you, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I just went to the gym, got my shots up, and we played. And we did skill work. 9 o'clock, we went to the weight room. After 9 o'clock, we went straight to the track in that Houston heat and ran for an hour and a half and did core work. Lunch, went to Houston's, full rack of ribs, loaded baked potato, and spinach dip.
Because the full rack of ribs and the loaded baked potato weren't enough. You needed the appetizer.
Dude, at 4 o'clock, we right back in the gym doing skill work and playing pickup. And then at 9 o'clock, you got to make 1,000 shots. Make, not shoot. Make. This is daily.
When you talk about working out outside, like running and all that stuff in Houston, people don't understand. Houston is a different place.
That's a different heat, dog.
It's heat. It's moisture. Roaches fly there.
The devil's sitting there watching you.
The dragonflies that fly everywhere.
Dude, yeah, this is, no. I'm telling you. So when Derrick Henry is doing that training and all that, like, that's a different animal. I'm telling you. So, yeah, that's what I would tell them, Babsy. Listen, man, just come on with me for a day then. So as a matter of fact, I want you to do half of what I do.
So you love pancakes. So you would have gone like stack of pancakes.
Not no short stack either. Big boy stack of pancakes, 4 of them.
Dayball.
Melted butter
With
and
real
hot
butter.
syrup. Dayball, what you doing? I can look at you and tell what you've been doing. You need to get this big stack too. Or maybe you need to get the egg whites. We need to reverse.
But when you make that order, you're also cementing yourself with a lot of time that's going to be spent together.
Yes. Like, we can really talk. And it's going to be good. I ain't going to be sitting there starving, stomach growling and everything. I'm getting hot chocolate
those
and
job
water.
interviews at meals are always awkward.
They are.
Always.
But somebody got to
And I
set the
don't care
tone.
what kind of job. I don't care if it's an NFL job.
Somebody got to set the tone.
The person
Business, it don't matter what it is.
The person in
Our
charge
work.
has to order first, but they probably want you to order first because they want to see what you're going to do.
So what do you do if I say you go out to dinner?
Mm-hmm.
What you order?
Salad.
Glass of wine, water, salad,
Water.
old fashioned.
I'm not ordering a drink on a job.
Ooh, look at her. She can't wait.
Right. Look, she can't even make it through a job interview.
This is what will happen. This is what would happen. That's really funny.
She can't even make it through a job.
Babs would order like a salad. She'd order a salad and water, and then the hiring person would order a glass of wine, and then Babs would be like, "As a matter of fact,
Yeah. No, that's exactly. That actually did happen in my job interview in Dallas.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yep. And it was for a morning show anchor job on top of it. So it was like dinner before I had to get up at like 4 in the morning to go.
Let me get a couple.
I hated that Dallas interview because I was trying to convince her to come here.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I'm going to go to this TV interview. I'm like, I can't compete with TV.
That's right.
Like,
You do remember that. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I remember.
So what was Cam's?
I told other people, I was like, y'all got to make this happen. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So what did Abdul Carter have?
Went.
What
But then
y'all
I
think?
couldn't leave Nashville.
what did Abdul Carter
Avocado
have
toast?
for breakfast? That's got to be out there, right? There's got to be more than anybody in America that's not me that's interested in this.
I don't know.
Might just be you.
Might just be you, Yoral. Or at least you're the only one that brought it up, and now people are like, I wonder.
Yeah.
But other than that,
This is what I
you're
do.
probably the only person
This
in
is what I
America
do.
that
He had an injury,
gave
too.
Shiano
I think
about what he was eating.
I think of weird things that are interesting.
Yeah.
Weird thing.
Tommy, next up on 3HL. Tommy, what'd you have for breakfast today, man?
I didn't eat breakfast, but you got to impress the coach, man. You got to have some eggs Benedict with some holiday sauce.
Ooh.
Eggs Benedict with hollandaise sauce. Okay.
What is that?
Yeah.
Little mayonnaise thing?
I haven't had hollandaise sauce in so long, I don't even know what it is.
Anyway,
You don't need it.
Clay, I
What
was
There's no way.
kind of shocked last night when Houston called the last time out. I was thinking they got to go down low with the big man because Florida's not definitely going to foul because they can't afford to give him a 3-point play. And they just didn't have him in the plans at all. I watched the replay, and he was just standing around like he knew he wasn't going to be involved. And I was just thinking that was a major mistake. I wanted to see what you thought about it. Thanks.
I'd said when the play was drawn up, I would go flare screen for L.J. Cryer to be getting the shot. They went opposite of that with L.J. Cryer setting it up for Sharp. But the matchup, you got to understand, is the same thing I was seeing as far as attacking Clayton. Like, Clayton wasn't doing anything great defensively. Even on the drive, when his man drove to the basket, Will Richard reached in from the corner to knock that ball off his knee, which gave Florida the possession. That was Clayton's guy. You know what I'm saying? When Thomas Houck was sliding with, but Richard reached in. So I thought they should attack the guard. And plus, Houston does what? Attack the offensive glass. Like, that's their bread and butter, man. So you want those guys to be able to go to the basket and attack and go get an offensive rebound. Think about the game before when they were playing Duke. The reason they were able to get back in that game is Tugler getting the tip dunk on a three-pointer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So putting the ball on the rim is a great offense for them, especially if you can pick. Sharp was brought in to be a shooter. And the play was, go back and watch the play.
You went through it.
Go back and watch, and then watch how Will Richard makes L.J. Cryer take a step back to make the pass. That right there was all the time you need thrown off.
By the way, who are all these journalists out here that didn't ask the question, what did they have? I can't find it anywhere.
What
they had for breakfast. And then you're talking about bread and butter over there.
Hey, I'm
making me hungry, man.
Probably got toasted avocado. Some reason people don't eat avocado.
If somebody served me toast and avocado, I would throw it in the street.
It is so good. I get that all the time.
I hate avocado.
I ain't rocking with avocado like that.
I'll deal with like fresh guacamole sometimes.
I ain't dealing with that either.
But avocado, you start mashing that thing up, it looks like something the cat threw up.
Yeah, it does.
God, you sound like my toddler. No, Mommy, it's green. Ew.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
colors matter, Babs, in food.
Listen.
I'm like, you eat green beans.
Me and Heather on the same
It's not that
wavelength.
green.
It's not that green.
And she used to eat like pure full avocados as a baby.
Really?
I'm like, this is.
Yeah, she burnt out on it.
Yeah. Chris, next up on 3HL. Chris, what'd you eat for breakfast today?
Man, I had the best breakfast of all. I had the cinnamon French toast.
Ooh.
Covered with strawberry syrup.
Damn.
Amazing.
Damn, son.
good,
Is
man.
this like an everyday thing, or was this like, hey, I'm in a good mood today. I'm gonna deal with it.
I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah.
I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just like later on down the road, we're going to deal with these chirping comments from Jalen Terry. But that's not what I wanted to talk about tonight.
Man, how was that, man? Like,
Chris, a Vandy fan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that.
So what I wanted to talk about is this over-under business with Vanderbilt at 4.5.
4.5. What were they last year? I think they were
2.5.
I think they were. No, I think they were 3.5 last year and 2.5 the year before. I think that's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's just lazy work. And I'll tell you why. Vanderbilt's going 4-0 out of conference. That's 4 wins right there.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm going to take a look at this.
I'm taking
tonight.
it over. I'm clicking on them right now.
Even though it's so far
I-
out.
Charleston Southern,
And that's
Virginia Tech,
free money
Georgia
for you,
State,
Slade.
Utah
That's
State.
free money.
Yep, you're right.
Because then you got Kentucky
Mm-hmm.
coming to Nashville. They're going to be bad.
Yep.
Right?
That's 5 wins.
You
Yep.
got Missouri coming to Nashville, losing their quarterback, their top 2 wide receivers, and both of their
but
running backs.
you have to understand they're going to do portal work, man, because they can pay players in high school in that state. So,
Man, and if you remember, had they called the safety correctly in that game in Columbia last year,
Yeah, they would. They're supposed to
Vanderbilt
win
wins
that one.
that game in
Right.
regulation.
You're right. Yep.
And there's another team that currently does not have a winning record against Vanderbilt in the SEC that comes to Nashville that lost at home and has never beaten Diego Pavia. Auburn's not beating Vanderbilt either. I got 7 wins for Vanderbilt.
7.
I'm going over the 4.5 with them.
We've gone over the last 2 years, and we don't do a whole lot of that. But that number has.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it now.
That is free money for y'all.
I
love listening to you. Sorry, I had to pick on Auburn a little bit.
I was just going to say.
She let it go.
What it is.
No, I didn't. My facial expression did not let
No,
it
it
go.
did. This show
I was
didn't.
just waiting for Chris to finish off here. Vandy's not beating Auburn again, period.
That's a little revenge thing.
Auburn's not beating Diego Pavia.
They haven't beaten him. That is true. But
Love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Chris. And they've got he mentioned Georgia State. Georgia State beat Vanderbilt last year, so there's a little revenge thing for Vandy in that one. I like the over 4.5. That might be my favorite bet out of all of those numbers right now.
That one and then Florida second place for me.
You want to go over 6.5
I'm
with
going.
the Gators?
I'm going right now.
Damn, Slay.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
You're already doing it. There's another portal period.
I don't even care. As long as they got these quarterbacks.
Also, it's April.
Let me
They
ask
don't
South
play
Carolina.
till late August.
I'm going to ask South
That
Carolina.
means
in there,
all
too.
your money's going to be tied up until then.
7.5 wins. That's tough. I just won off my Florida bet for winning the NCAA tournament. So,
Did you bet before?
yes, before the tournament started.
Before the season?
Oh, hell no.
But that's what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
She's
care.
right. You're going to have your money tied up.
She is right. And I don't care. How about
Okay.
that?
It's your money.
Yeah.
At least I'm right.
He does not care
I'm
if
right.
you are right.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Slay.
All right.
Oh, man. So now people in the chat are
Love
putting their
you some
breakfast
Lagway.
in the chat. Willie says, me and the kid had Vermont maple sausage, cheese, eggs, and strawberries.
Hey.
I really thought we were
Man.
going Welch's grape there.
Y'all are living a way better breakfast life than I am.
I don't need breakfast.
I'm a smoothie. I'll make pancakes, though, boy. My pancakes are world famous.
How can you make great pancakes?
They're
I mean,
world renowned.
They're just pancakes.
Yeah, for you. Not for me, you It's a little different for me. It's a special thing.
What kind of weird things do you
There's
have?
no way possible I could tell you. I could just make them for you. No way I could tell you. Then you'll be trying to make them.
No, I promise you I wouldn't. I'm not trying to make anything.
Not trying to make anything.
I mean, Babs kills me with the one day a year she makes pot roast in the thing. What do you call it? The crock pot? You just leave it there all day?
It's actually like once every 3 years. But yeah. Yep.
Man, they've got pre-made meals down the road. Just go to Eugene Amano's shop, NutriShop.
Oh, yeah, that's where Moonshine goes.
That's where Moonshine goes. That's what he was saying. All right, more 3HL next. 3HL 1045 this one. 3HL 1045 is home. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Gator Mike exiting the studio.
Yep.
He said they're doing Mexican tonight.
Oh.
Him and his family.
Was it Tuesday?
It is Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Do y'all like soft tacos or hard taco shells?
Hard all day long.
I do too, because now they're trying to get funky with the soft shells.
What they doing with them?
They're kind of grainy and they have a different taste to them than like a Taco Bell soft shell.
Yeah.
All day.
Uh-huh.
But I don't need the gourmet stuff over here, man.
See, people do it.
Like you were talking about, now you can't get a burger hardly anywhere because everybody's doing the
smash burger with the double patties.
Yes.
That's the dumbest thing. Like why would you give me 2 thin sheets of paper burger? You know what I mean? Instead of just one big burger. I'm about 1 sheet of paper burgers.
That reminds me of Eddie Murphy's thing when his grandmama cooks him a burger. Why can't I get a flat burger like McDonald's? He's like, what's this green stuff? Green peppers, baby. What's this white stuff? Onions. What?
Just give me a burger. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. This also, hot take, Eddie Murphy a little funnier than me. But you can go back and watch it.
This is very true. I mean, just a little bit too, you
Fair enough.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. There are a couple of things that happened yesterday that I wanted to hit y'all up with.
Hit us up, Euro.
Oh,
615-737.
1045. I hit Babs up with this. Babs, you get it all over there?
Could you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
It's water.
Good job. Proud of you. We got to a smaller cup.
Well, we're actually really proud that she's drinking water because this is one day and every couple
Doesn't
months.
happen very often.
Yeah. Shador private workout canceled. You read into anything there?
Yep.
The Titans said that they have seen everything they need to see with all the game film, the pro day.
Yeah, we're not drafting you.
Yeah.
That's
In
what
other
that
words, the Titans said, we don't want to waste your time.
Do you
we
think
don't want to
Dion?
waste our time.
Dion's such a direct person. Do you think Dion was like, look, man, are y'all drafting him?
Probably.
And then if not, we don't need to do this.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got other things that we could be doing.
Especially like that's the formula that he used. Like when I'm working out for all you other teams and I know it's 4 or 5 teams that's going to draft me. Let's just get them out the way.
Could you see Shador Sanders falling?
Like
the Giants.
Will Levis, like?
Yes.
No.
I mean, there's talk now you can see it. Not that it'll happen.
Right.
But there's talk now that Jackson Dart will be the second quarterback.
Yeah, anything can happen. Now, even with him being taken, even if Jackson Dart was taken before, I still don't see him falling to the second. Just because with Will Levis' situation, did Will Levis win? Or transform any programs? No. Had he played quarterback all his life? Nope.
So somebody called when you were landing. Literally, we got the message that you were landing when this guy called. I forget who it was, Babs, but he goes, what if I hadn't even thought about this. What if the Titans took Cam Ward number 1 and then Shador Sanders at pick 35 and just had a competition?
That would be nuts.
Which made me think of the Washington draft, and then I had to look it up. When was Kirk Cousins drafted? But they drafted RG3 number 2 overall and then drafted Kirk Cousins in the 4th round.
Oh, yeah, that was a steal.
But they drafted 2 quarterbacks in 1 year.
I mean, if he fought that far, you had to snatch him.
So could the Titans draft Cam Ward and then one of these other guys?
Yeah, we ain't got Titans really ain't got time to play around. They ain't got time to play around like that. They got so many holes to fill. Like
that was my response.
If they do that, okay. Well, we all going to start playing a video game then.
Right.
In life.
I said I'll walk in traffic.
She said I'll walk in traffic, and then I use my Scarface reference because, it's not like the Titans' needs are, one bullet hole guy that shows up at the ER. It's Scarface. And somebody was like, that's a bad analogy, Mayor, because Scarface didn't recover.
He didn't make it.
He was just gone.
He fought, though.
He did fight.
Babs can hold hands with me if they draft Abdul Carter. She can go into traffic with me because I'm going in there.
You guys are crazy.
2 of us going into traffic. Why are we picking traffic?
You started it.
You started that.
Oh, yeah, I'm in it. I ain't even tripping.
I like the scenario better where you just end up in a random parking lot because you can't see straight anymore and you see the little white things. And but you don't want to drive.
Yeah, but we can recover from that.
Right.
Yeah, traffic, we ain't trying to be here no more.
Here's another story. Former Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe has been invited to the NFL draft and has reportedly accepted. This coming off, the NFL was saying they don't want a scenario like last year where Will Levis is sitting in the green room by himself and then has to show up the next day. So what does that tell you about Jalen Milroe? Could he sneak into the first round? Because nobody's really talking about him in terms of first round. Also, would you accept that invitation?
I probably wouldn't. I'd accept it. I just ain't going to make it.
Well, then why accept it?
It just, thanks for the courteous.
I'll be over here with a steak and an old fashioned.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, though. I'll try to get there. Probably won't. Y'all get somebody else this spot. They did it with Malik Willis, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Good point.
615-737-1045. T-Dog. T-Dog, what's up?
What's going on, fellas?
T-Dog.
Shout out real fast to my boy Slay and how he represents all the youth basketball places around here. I see him all the time with NYBA and all that stuff. Love that dude, man. So way to represent the SEC and then still be local too, man. And saying this on the other side, y'all don't be dogging my Charleston Southern Buccaneers out because they're going to take Vanderbilt next year. Last year, nobody ever screams out Charleston Southern University in Nashville, Tennessee. But today, T-Dog does because guess what? We beat them November 9th, 2024. So guess what? It can happen again. So, Slade, watch out now.
Okay, I'm with that, T-Dog. Okay.
T-Dog, you just
sneaky dog.
T-Dog, you just did something that's never happened before on 3HL. We started this show January of 2010. No one has ever called propping up Charleston Southern. That's amazing.
Yeah, baby. But Buccaneers.
I've
been listening to you for 20 years, too. Let me let you know that.
I love it. I love it, T-Dog. Hey, what'd you have for breakfast today? Just curious.
Man, I didn't actually get breakfast today, so I'm kind of sad. But my wife can make some great pancakes, Mir. So, yes, flavor does matter in pancakes.
You better believe. I'm trying to tell you all.
See, I really know that. I was just trying to trick him into telling me what was in it.
No, I ain't telling him.
Thank you, T-Dog. I appreciate you, man.
Dog, is that the most skipped meal of the day, breakfast?
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. That's life.
What's life?
Breakfast.
Crazy. Breakfast is?
Breakfast is life.
Like, if you, dog, think about it.
It's the most important meal of the day. Is what
you can have breakfast. This is how important breakfast is
you
for
can
life.
Have it for dinner.
You can have it any time of the day, or you can't have steak and broccolini and baked potato.
Steak and broccolini. That's what
breakfast.
you come up with?
You can have steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs.
You can.
Sorry, I'm messing with you.
Broccolini?
Sorry, I'm disproving your point.
You needed some green.
Let's go back
you
to
needed
how
some green,
did broccolini pop in your head first?
Because I was thinking, what's my spot?
Cane
Brick Tops.
Oh, yeah, Brick Tops.
Brick Tops has broccolini.
Yes, they do.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know what was one of my go-tos. I couldn't think of, you got to have a green if you're having dinner.
Brussels.
All right, Mom.
Ugh. No.
Y'all, I've never been yelled at more by my grandmother than we went to, it was in Gatlinburg, one of the restaurants that's on the creek or whatever. Maybe it was the Peddler.
On the creek.
Listen, man, this looked good to me. I said, can I get a steak, please? Medium rare, filet, medium rare. And I was a kid, but I knew what to do. And then I said, I want a baked potato, loaded, no sour cream. I'm not a sour cream guy.
Okay.
And mashed potatoes. And my grandmother was like, you did not just order 2 forms of potatoes.
2 starches.
That is not happening.
Yeah, that's not good.
Pick something else. I mean, I was like, whoa.
Yo, how are you going to eat a baked potato and mashed potatoes,
Pick your
though?
greens.
I don't know, man. It sounded good to me.
That's a kid move.
I think the mashed potatoes had some cheese in it, like.
That's a kid move right there.
It is.
Boy, she let me know.
I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
Me too.
That whole thing with adults is like starches and greens and all this stuff. Like, they keep track of that.
We do.
Like, I'm not one.
Well,
you know them adults.
I'm still kidding.
Still getting baked potatoes and mashed potatoes when I sit down.
Yeah, whatever the hell I want, y'all. I didn't eat breakfast today either.
Hey, look, I knew you were coming soon, Jael. Giles was scared to bet me. He was telling me Houston was going to win, and I told him Florida was going to beat them.
Jael wrote, medium rare is crazy. I'm telling you, if we have a discussion about what temperature your steak needs to be, any steak chef guy will call in and say medium rare.
I'd go rare if I wasn't worried that I'd die.
Okay, Babs. All right, well, Wednesday edition coming up. We're already in the middle of the week. We appreciate you guys more than you know, man. In all seriousness, we appreciate you including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. And we all love that we're all a family here. So have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be unless you were getting a shout out. It's somebody's birthday today.
Whose birthday is it?
Happy birthday to you.
Slay. It is somebody's birthday.
No, it is. It's serious. It is really somebody's birthday.
It is.
I can't think. I had it.
It's serious.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday.
It's not Chris, is it?
No, it's just
I hope it's not your family. Way to go, Slay.
Little Ron?
Yeah, right.
See you.
Maybe it's Zeph's birthday. Happy birthday, Zeph. Later.